So, hearing Switch going to the toilet in a bucket in a pub wasn't the bestest things I've ever heard. Oh, we're live! Hi! Welcome back to another edition of Sunday Vape Lounge. Late, hashtag late, Pud Puffs shocking. Pud Puffs, why aren't you on my VC?
Late indeed. Ignore him.
Sorry, we had to wait on Pud Puffs. Not Pud Puffs. We had to wait on Switch. Going to the toilet in a bucket.
Hey, William. Hi, Andy.
Hiya, William. Hiya, Andy. Hiya, Brew. Hiya, Pud Puffs. Pud, I'm just adding you to VC now. My God, who still uses Yahoo in this day and age?
I do. I use Yahoo Mail.
I think I did, but I don't anymore.
Yeah, I still do.
I haven't used them since I was at primary school.
Hey, Sandy.
Hey, yes, Sainty, Super Spanner. Sorry, folks, if I seem a little bit distracted today, it's because Pud.
Hello, how's it going?
Not
Hey.
too bad. Give us 2 seconds just to get you added into the stream. Oh,
Oh, dry hit.
Right.
right.
It's never good.
Ladies, do
Please.
you want to be in the middle or
Sorry.
do you want us to be in the middle?
I really don't mind. No preference.
No bother.
Okay then.
Tidy up my stuff there. There we go.
Two
That's
roses between two thorns. Oops.
Hi, village.
There we go. For those of you who... So, we can probably start the show properly now. Are you sure you don't have to go to the bucket again?
No, I'm all done with the bucket.
You sure?
No.
And I'll remember not to cross the streams.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever you do, don't do that. That's
Shed life, yeah.
always a disaster.
So, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the Sunday Vape Lounge. As you can see, we're joined today by 2 guests. I'll tell you what, the guest should be in the middle. There you go. Sorry for the switcheroo screens, folks.
Yeah, you're probably going to make everybody seasick.
Yeah. You're looking at one of Saintie's pictures.
No.
I can get me on
Play,
back.
play nice, you too.
Yeah, it would play nice. So yeah, we are joined by a couple of guests today. So we are joined by Sam from Switch My Wix. Oh,
Not Michelle.
and we also by Pud Puffs. Now, quite a few of you will have seen
Hello.
Sam before, but probably none of you have seen Pud Puffs before,
Nope.
apart from his reviews.
Who the hell's he?
And also joined by my co-host as normal, Paper Bunny.
Hi.
So,
Hey, Michelle.
hi Michelle,
Right.
honey. Good
There
to
you
see
go.
you.
There you go. You better be on your best behaviour now. Wifey's on. You behave.
That's alright. So, folks, we'll just do the normal start of the show. So,
There's no point asking what we're wearing because we can all see what you're wearing. That's tragic.
Sam, what's have for breakfast? No, my joking.
Wrong show.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry. So, Sam.
Hey, Liam.
Hey, Liam. What are you vaping on today?
So today I have
Right, that's
got
enough. Pud. Joking. Go ahead, Sam.
the topside jewel with the recurve, and in that I've got some of the EVC killer custard, which is like absolute amber nectar to me.
Liquid crack.
So yeah, it really is. The Osmodus Lustro with the Drop Dead, and in there I'm vaping some Dream Shake by Doozy. That's really nice. Chocolate's a really hard flavour to get right, and in that it's really, really nice. As I've got a bit of the old man flu, I've got some Crystal Mist by Double Drip in the Aegis Legend with the recurve on top. And last but no means least, the OBS Cube MTL kit with some Dinner Lady Cola Shades, which is nice, but it's not a patch on the Blackberry Crumble.
Oh, I love that Cola Shades. Do you know what? See that Cola Shades in...
Hey, Ryan.
Hiya, Ryan, son. In the artery is amazing. And also just in my wee Lancer as well, it's fantastic. So...
Yeah, I'm addicted to that Blackberry Crumble Nixel.
So
Yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing, that one.
next up we've got, is it Pud or Mr. Puffs?
It's actually Pud. It's actually Pud.
Yeah, it's Pud, not Pud.
Pud's like a pudding. It's Pud is Pud. So today I have the Kylan 2, which is a bit of a leaky bugger. But I was hearing on MF Vape show last night there's a fix for it, so I've still to try that. And that's on top of the Steam Crave Titan mod. So that's my kind of default setup.
Another Scott.
And on top of that, I've as well as that, I've got the Legend and the Widowmaker by Vandy Vape, and I'll try this El Mono Vapidor. And I'm quite sad because I've just picked up my Pulse when I got up there, and it's dead.
Oh no.
It's doing absolutely nothing. So I've had that for quite a while now. It's probably about a year old, but it's just absolutely not a kick out of it.
That sucks.
I know. And in terms of juices, I'm Scottish, so of course I've got a bottle of Iron Brew.
Of course.
From Caledonian Vapes. Some Riot Squad Pint Grenade, which is in the dripper.
Calm down, Michelle, calm down.
Yeah, it's a starter.
Sponsored by EVC, I think, today, but we've got some Dead Man's Arm as well, which is in the Kylan V2. So that's pretty much me for today.
Michelle, calm your jets. Yes.
I am Michelle.
Pud is Scottish. Michelle's Scottish as well. That's...
Yeah. Oh, and that I've also got that, the Tesla Psych Pod 1.
As you know, Roy, we're going to be kidnapping her soon. 2 weeks' time, we're kidnapping her. She's going to be over here.
Yep. So this time 2 weeks, Michelle will be here.
Mm-hmm.
And you've just been over here as well, haven't you, Roy?
You're over in Edinburgh. I got a week license into Edinburgh.
I'm surprised they allowed you in. I'm surprised they let you back out again. You know.
That was a bit I was worried
jail
about.
cell with your name on it.
Hiya Colette and hiya Jay Jari. Just to see he's popping in there.
Hi Jay Jari, hi Colette.
I'll be over there making the brews. Michelle, did you see my nice little small cup? This is actually me doing an image of Michelle with a little teacup.
Not her fault, she's tiny.
Bunny, what are you vaping on today?
Well, I have got this bad boy, broke this one out of retirement.
Nice.
The elitist Nan's clock, as Dave calls it. Yeah, got my G-Class on the go with the Bonza on top of that. And then here I have some of this stuff. Pineapple strawberry slushy from Savage E-Liquids. This stuff is awesome. Absolutely
it is rather
beautiful.
Nice, that stuff. Is that still some of the stuff from Dublin?
Yeah. And then I've also got my Topside and Dead Rabbit combo, and I've got the dark berry cider homemade mixture in that. Where's my other one? There it is. I've got this one as well, the Freemax Firelord kit, and in that I have got some Trickster by White Noise E-Liquids. So yeah, that's me.
Nice.
So apart from shit tasting shirts, what are you on today, Roy?
It's not telling you.
Today, I'm on the...
On camera.
Why is it on that camera? It's not been that camera, not that camera. I don't know, it's meant to be the one up there, not the one down here. But I'm on the battered up raid with the Mad Dog, Desire Designs Mad Dog on top. In that, I have got some of the lovely voided influx. Just pineapple aid. Really nice. I have got my Artery 1 Pro. In that, I've got, what have I done this? Oh, blackcurrant pod salts.
Nice.
Yeah, sub-ohming pod salts.
Okay.
I've also got my V-Zone.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I like that mod too. I'm not allowed to steal it because Michelle will kick my ass if I do.
This and next week will probably be the last time you'll see this thing in my hand.
Yeah, because
It's going to a new home, is it?
Well, I'll be in this home. I'll still be in this building.
Yeah, but
It
he
just
won't be allowed
in
to
my
use
hands.
it.
You'll be modless.
Once the wifey gets the hold of it, he ain't getting that back. Yeah, you see? There she goes. It's mine. There you go.
In there, I have got. I haven't actually even got the bottle up with me, but it's eternally grateful.
Well, it's not a sticky glazed muff then.
Hang on, just hold your horses. And then I've also got.
Wow.
I love that. I so love that mod.
That looks like a fingerprint magnet.
That's the first I've seen it in the rainbow colour, though. I thought it just came in the kind of blacky grey thing, the grey colours that you got. That's nice.
Oh no,
That's limited edition.
that is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Purchased by the very good wifey. And on top of that is the Bravo. And in that, I've got.
Okay.
Sticky glazed muff.
I am so like I've now that I've got the Vapor Waves. I've actually recorded the last set of the Vapor Waves review today. They just won't render for some reason. But this is my next review. I can't wait for this.
You're gonna get a YouTube ban for that, aren't you?
Probably. Probably. But I think I might have to just go onto the internet tonight and order some of that white stuff and some bum fluff.
Yeah, but if you're going to be doing a review on sticky glazed muff, you definitely need that bum fluff.
Not yet, Michelle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use it, put it in a dual coil, and then have one side of it. I'm going to say, right, I'm just doing a test now with see how it works with two different cottons. One will be bum fluff and one will be that white stuff.
That white stuff.
For some sticky glazed muff. So, but yeah. Oh, and I've also just got because I was doing reviews today. I've got my V-God Pro with a V-God Pro dripper on top. Currently in that at the moment, I've got some Delrin Dream.
Oh, what's the flavour profile on that one?
I'm not telling you, you have to watch the review. And then also in my review, you can stand to win. No, you can try all of these lovely Vaporwave juices if you watch my review. There, I've done a plug for myself. Can I ask the two guests, just first of all, just while we're doing something, can you send me through your YouTube links?
Yes.
See if I can go hunting for them so I can get them put out there as well.
Yeah, get them onto Nightbot.
Oh, not Nightbot's not. Well, oh, Nightbot is alright today.
Yeah, Nightbot's working.
See, no rush, mate, no rush whatsoever. And for the astute people who may have stayed awake long enough to watch either a review or watch one of these shows, you'll probably see I'm in a new domain this afternoon.
There we go.
Move next.
Yeah, you've had to get kicked out of your office, haven't you?
Yeah, my office is getting changed into a unicorn room.
What, is wee Gary moving in?
Yep. Another Scottish. And we need to get Switch up to enough subscribers so she can actually get a customized
URL.
Well,
But is it 100 or? It's
You should be up now.
Yeah, you should have hit 100 because you were. I seen you on a show the other day. There you were at I think 80 odds, and
Yeah,
you got a few.
around 79, 80. I see YouTubers.
Roy, Michelle says you're going to be the full-time maid. Does that mean you've got one of those little like frilly pennies? Because
Trev,
that I'd pay to see.
Trev does it yours.
And some pink oven gloves.
Biatch.
I've got the rubber gloves or the pink ones with the furry trim around the
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the bling on them. Yeah.
And tell Darren he needs to give me back my red dress. I'll need it. Just...
Darren, Roy says you have to give him back his red dress because he's going to need it. He's got a party coming up. He needs to be glamorous. So. He may need the wig back too.
No, the wig's his.
Oh, you're letting him keep the wig? Is that part of the divorce settlement? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're all right. You've got custody of the wig. He's letting you keep it.
Just need
But
handcuffs.
he wants. Pardon?
Michelle just need handcuffs, laugh out loud.
Oh, Michelle, leave that with me.
Oh, it's not working. Switch didn't put his HTTPS in front of it.
So it says you're at 87, Sam. So I think it might be 100 for the custom URL. So you're not far away at all.
It is.
Yeah.
So
In
come on,
touching
folks.
distance.
We just need to get our 13 more. There's also a nice set of fake boobs to go with the main dress.
I've got one fake boob right about there if you want it, but I don't have two, so you can look at it upside.
So we've heard a wee bit about Sam before. So Mr. Puffs,
Hey, Conway.
hiya Conway. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, about your channel, and any other garb you want to give us?
So what is there to tell you? Channel started roughly October, November kind of time. I've been on and off vaping for 4 years, but I did the whole kind of thing where you buy the wee pen out of the garage and tried that on and off, trying to get off the ciggies. But I think probably for about 2 years now I've been properly vaping. I did the whole let's buy a smoke kit because they're good. And to be fair, it was actually pretty decent. Started off with it was a cuboid I had first. I had that, then moved on to the Alien. Yeah, it was exactly like that actually. That broke, went on to the cuboid, and then just kind of kept buying stuff for there. So that's pretty much how I get into the vaping. But I'm a nurse as well, so quite a lot of the time I see kind of just how shitty the effects of cigarettes are. And I knew how kind of difficult it was to stop smoking for myself, and the only thing that worked was these. So I thought if I can use the computer skills and that I've got, start my own channel and basically see how it goes. And it's kind of gone from there.
And how's it going for you?
Pretty decent. I'm enjoying doing it. A lot of people kind of moan about the whole recording, editing side of things, and to be fair, I'm quite enjoying the whole playing about with Premiere and putting stuff together. I'm actually enjoying that quite a bit. So it's not as tedious at the moment as a lot of people kind of say the editing stuff is, but I'm starting to enjoy it a bit more now because I'm getting more people kind of actually interacting with me as such. You're getting more comments in the videos and that, and that's kind of roughly what I was aiming for, was just a wee bit interaction and things like that. So yeah, I'm quite happy at the moment and enjoying what I'm doing.
Like, I know I've seen you around some of the chat rooms and everything else, but one of the biggest places that I tend to see and I've got to know you from is Twitter. You're a very active tweeter.
Aye. I just like talking to people pretty much. What can I say? Also, when I'm at work, that tends to be when I'm on and off of Twitter and stuff like that. So because I do 12-hour shifts, I think that's what kind of makes me chat on Twitter and that quite as much. Just when I'm at work and things like that. So, and to be honest, I found it a good way of shamelessly plugging the channel as well.
I get TC.
Hey, TC.
But yeah, it's because I know I do. Me personally, I appreciate because you do retweet a lot of my tweets and everything
Yeah.
and everything else. So Twitter's the one.
I've had quite a lot of support from the likes of yourself, from other reviewers, so I think it's nice to give back and just try and help other guys out and to retweet their stuff, try and support them as much as I can as well.
Well, that's what it's about. You're supposed to be helping each other out. There's no point making enemies if you don't need to, and a lot of people need to remember that.
Absolutely.
We're all here for the same game, so what's the point in making enemies?
And that
it doesn't do anything other than get you a bad reputation.
Absolutely, and that's it. As I say, I'm quite happy now. I've got people who speak to me and comment my stuff, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for 200,000 JH subscribers kind of style thing. I'm not looking for that. As long as I've got some people to talk to, some people watching my stuff and talking to me, I'm quite happy at that. So I think it's a kind of good way of kind of giving back to the guys that are helping me out as well. So.
Where do you stand with the vaping when you're at work? I assume you work in a hospital if you're a nurse.
Yes, so NHS Scotland are a wee bit behind in terms of vaping, I would say. So they're now kind of handing out leaflets, at least, suggesting that vaping might be better than smoking and that it's safer. But at the moment, NHS Scotland have a complete ban on the use of e-cigarettes as well as normal cigarettes on hospital grounds. So the hospital I'm in kind of sits out of the town a wee bit, so there's roughly a kind of half-mile kind of driveway up to the hospital. So according to hospital policy, which of course I follow to the letter,
always.
Yeah, I need to completely undress out of uniform, put my normal civvy clothes on, and leave hospital grounds in order to use an e-cigarette.
That's a joke.
Yeah, and the hospital I work at, I can say this because it's common knowledge, it's been all over papers, but there was actually a nurse stabbed recently at that hospital, and at the same time the rules are still that we should leave, regardless of whether it's a day shift or a night shift, we're expected to leave the hospital grounds, which is just ridiculously unsafe.
Yeah, especially at night.
Yeah, and there's a hospital nearby as well, which is a kind of semi-private, semi-NHS, and I don't mean this to sound bad, but it's a mental health hospital, and there are people in there who want to harm nurses pretty much. So we're just a wee bit behind the times with it all, and hopefully things are going to start to change. They've started handing out these kind of leaflets supporting these cigarettes and things, so hopefully in the near future things might start to relax a wee bit in terms of the e-cig rules for hospitals. But technically at the side of the area I work, there's a boundary line, so if I step over that, there's absolutely bugger all they can do, and that's pretty much what I do. I'm not going to travel half a mile down the road in the dark to stand and vape. It's just not happening.
No.
Well, there was a lawyer in Ballymena here that was looking into the vaping laws, and do you know that it's actually against the law to ban somebody from vaping under the no smoking laws?
All right, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, they cannot use the smoking laws, that the ones that come in through England, Scotland, and Wales, and Northern Ireland, ban you from smoking in bars and then places of work and everything else. So he's actually looking at taking the NHS at the moment to court, but he doesn't really want to, because he knows that if he takes them to court, then it's costing the NHS money. And he's taking money, so he's trying to write to them, trying to reason with them, without going to court, to get rid of all the these sort of stupid bans.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't really matter where in Scotland you are, because it works as, it's not like in England where you have each trust and they can set their own rules and stuff. NHS Scotland, although you have each trust, most of the policies and regulations come from NHS Scotland as a whole, so like the kind of umbrella company, I want to say, it's not quite a company, but so because they've banned e-cigarettes, it doesn't matter what your trust thinks, as long as NHS Scotland doesn't want them, then there's no change at all. So it's going to have to be a kind of nationwide change that needs to happen. So I don't think it'll happen too soon, but hopefully with things changing and the latest evidence coming out, hopefully we might see a bit of a difference.
In the not too distant future.
Let's get all serious.
But the main thing is I can stand with this, and when somebody comes up and says you're smoking or whatever, prove it. There's
No.
I don't need to chuck anything away. I don't need to stamp anything out on the ground. So it's a bit kind of your word against mine. So.
Yeah.
Smell my breath.
And
Go on,
anybody-
smell my breath.
And if anybody says to you that you're smoking, you say to them, no, you're not.
Pretty much.
Because you are
Aye.
not. Smoking and vaping are two completely different things.
I had
You are
this-
not smoking.
I have this argument every day. I give one's lift to work. One's a vapor, one's not a vapor, and they both call it smoking their vape. And I'm like, what? How can you smoke your vape? They go, well, smoke comes out your mouth. I go, no.
It's not smoke.
Do you see something on fire? No. It's vape.
And it's worrying though, because obviously I work really closely with loads of doctors and stuff like that, and the amount of them who just think these are still absolutely terrible, it's quite scary.
They really need to educate themselves.
Absolutely, I mean,
It was actually my doctor that got me vaping.
most of them they just don't have a clue about it. And it's not great to say, but
The half
that's
of
pretty
them
much the
don't-
situation.
And the half of them don't want to know either, and that's
Yeah.
the problem.
Aye,
You know,
absolutely.
They think they're best placed to have a judgment, but they don't go and educate themselves.
But
How can they make an informed judgment if they're not aware of their facts?
Yeah.
absolutely, and I actively encourage patients to vape.
Yeah.
And it's now because of this wee leaflet that I brought out that does say it's safer, then I can do that now with evidence to support it. So it's getting easier, and I actively encourage patients to vape. Although
Thanks, Conway.
I do have to tell them off if they're vaping with oxygen on that.
That's crazy.
Conway,
isn't it?
you never said I could put my reviews.
Yeah, cheers, Connie. Really much appreciate that.
Or local
Yes.
hospital a sign saying no smoking on grounds, and right to next to the room saying try an e-cig. See, that's the way it should be.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Vaping needs to be encouraged. Every aspect.
See what he says, Roy, you don't do reviews.
And Conway goes, you and what of the group?
It's crazy that Scotland isn't that far away, yet they seem to be so much further behind.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we were kind of fussed with the whole prison law thing, and then, but the NHS is still really, really backwards in terms of vaping at the moment. Like Public Health England have come out and made statements and that, but I don't really think like NHS Scotland have said that much other than release this wee leaflet.
But it's right though, it's all about educating and pushing it constantly,
Yeah.
isn't it? And all the benefits and not the negatives that is out in the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
TC, don't use darts. Okay. Well, how far are you from Scotland, Sam?
A million miles away.
See, we're not. We are 40. Where I'm sitting now is 46 miles to Scotland.
Mm-hmm. So when you come over here, do you take the boat or do you fly over?
Either or.
Either or.
Is that
I
into
flew
Cape
over last
Ryan?
time. It was 30 minutes flight. My flight to come back home, my flight actually took off at 8:05 and landed at 8:35.
Because if you get the boat, you're probably quite near where I live actually.
Well, I'm coming over in the boat a week on Thursday or a week on Friday morning. So, well, early hours, getting the 3 o'clock boat. Has to be
Does that come into Cape Ryan?
Ken Ryan.
Yeah.
Aye.
Door to door in a car, I'd say approximately probably about 6.5, 7 hours drive.
See, we're a lot closer over here. We just got a pond in between. We're actually looking at building a boat. Or boat.
A boat? A
Looking
bridge,
at
you
building
mean?
a bridge between us and Scotland over towards Cairnryan.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you actually at?
I'm from Ayrshire, which you would come through if you're heading up towards Edinburgh via Cape Ryan. I actually live in Dumfries and Galloway at the moment.
Dumfries and Galloway.
I moved down here, so I'm about halfway between Dumfries and Glasgow. No, halfway
Hey,
between
Mike.
Dumfries and Kilmarnock. Sorry.
Manic.
Hey, Manic.
Yeah. So, and then, well, according to Michelle, Northern Ireland's an hour behind Scotland. And according to Charlotte, which is Ryan, my son's other half, we're 45 minutes behind Wales.
That's kind of what North Korea did, didn't it? They changed half an hour instead of an hour.
Yeah. So, EOTC, I'm only joking with you.
Hi, Manic. I've had my coffee now, that's me a bit more awake, it's time for this.
Ah. Conway has just sent me a fantastic poster from, let's see if I can get, need to save it. He sent me a poster from an English hospital. I'll get it put up on screen. But basically it says, "We are smoke free. Thank you for not smoking anywhere on this site. Use of e-cigarettes is permitted, but not indoors. For the comfort of others, please use e-cigarettes away from entrances."
Mm-hmm.
That is the sort of sign that I like to see.
Which is fair enough, because you've got to be considerate of people within that building that aren't vapors and aren't smokers, and they don't want to be subject to it. But out in the open air, I don't see what the issue is.
No, as long as you're not blowing huge clouds in somebody's face, then fair enough. Because that's what kind of gets me. Like, I'm usually in charge of the department, and I don't know how many times a shift I have to go down to the front doors and tell somebody to move away from the door because the whole waiting room stinks of cigarette smoke.
They let you be in charge?
Believe it or not,
Oh my God.
I don't know who the hell made that decision, but they do.
But as you can, for those who can't see the screen now, it does say on there. It says NHS Portsmouth Hospitals NHS Trust. So
That's what every hospital should have, something like that.
it should be, because like, the thing about it is, why not let people vape indoors? Makes the place smell nicer. And talking about Iron Brew, sorry, I don't even know your first name.
Sean.
Sean.
Sean. But to be fair, my nickname is Pud, and that's what everybody calls
Is it
me. So
Sean
yeah.
as in Sion? Is it Sean as in Shaun? Or
No, it's spelled the right way. It's SHAUN. It's the only way it should be spelled. But
So it's spelt the proper way, not the
Yeah.
English way.
yeah.
Sion?
I forgot what I was saying there now.
Oh, and even iron. I can't even say it the way Michelle says it, but she says iron on something like that. Iron Brew. You have to try. What's it called, Bunny?
What?
Doctor. No. That Iron Brew.
Mr. Popman.
Mr. Pop. That's the one. You have to
You
try
should
Mr. Pop.
imagine asking me what that's called when you were the one that was addicted to it.
Iron Brew. Mr. Popman's Iron
Mr.
Brew.
Popman.
Yeah.
Yes,
You need to
Mr.
try
Popman's
that.
Iron Brew is amazing.
It's like vaping Iron Brew. The original Iron Brew, not the sugar-free.
Aye, with
Yeah,
a
the
stole the
full-fat
life out
Iron
of it.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Brew United by Popman. This is the one I'm using. It's Caledonian Vapes. They're pretty cheap and come with nicotine and stuff already in them.
Is it
Probably
Scottish by any
illegally.
chance?
Caledonian Vapes. I think they might be. But yeah, that's pretty nice as well. I think it tastes more a bit like diet Iron Brew, but
Sugar-free shit.
yeah.
Mr. Popman's is just the full-fat Iron Brew.
Yeah, see, I've got this.
I thought you were
found it,
holding a phone to your head there, Sam. Sorry.
What with this?
You're just sitting there like going.
No, it's not my phone.
Like,
like-
Philip, we all know you love sheep down in Wales.
Going back to this vaping in hospitals and stuff, even if they were to like restrict it to a designated room and they said, okay, only mouth to lung setup, so you're prevented from blowing huge clouds, that would be a massive leap forward.
Definitely. You can also get some of the filters work for certain breathing apparatus. I happen to know that if you blow this through one of the filters, there's no vapour produced, so that works as well. But yeah, a wee mouth to lung room or something like that would work fine. The only concern I do have is, we have a lot of piped oxygen, and although there's no spark from this, you're still, if you're heating up coils, as you see, they glow. So I don't know if that might pose a wee bit of risk with oxygen. That's my only kind of worry about it. So a few times I've had patients who are vaping, and I've asked them to stop because they're on oxygen. Whereas if I happen to walk by a patient, I notice they're using like a wee pen kit or a mouth to lung kit, I just might not notice it.
Sean, there was a study done. Well, related to 2 studies on this bit. Open blowing coils at 80 watts, dual coils, didn't ignite petrol.
Fair enough.
So it didn't. The glowing coil, even glowing, wouldn't ignite petrol fumes. It would if you dumped them into it, of course. Was the thing. But this glowing coil doesn't ignite petrol, so I would think it would be fairly good.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know if it would ignite or not, so that's why I've always been kind of.
And then the other study that was done over 2 years was one to second-hand vapor. Now, what Sam's on about mouth to lung, because the concentrates of nicotine on the mouth to lung are slightly higher. So you're using nic salts and sort of higher nic in your mouth to lung. The levels of nicotine in the second-hand vapor was 0.01 milligram, but in a direct lung at 6 or 3 milligram, there was virtually no trace.
You see the video where they kind of cloud out the vape shop as well and test air in it, and there was absolutely bugger all to be found, despite them having completely clouded out the place.
Yeah, and it's actually sterile. It's actually cleaner air. The air is sterilised. The same way when you vape, it actually starts to sterilise your mouth slightly.
Well, if you're heating anything up to the point it vaporises, any bacteria in that's gone.
Yeah.
You know, so anything you're breathing out your lungs is stuff that you're going to be breathing out your lungs anyway. So if you've got a cold or whatever, you were going to be expelling that into the air before you were vaping. So it's kind of irrelevant, isn't it?
Do you think they might have an argument with how sensitive are the smoke detectors where you work? Because when they were rolling it out where I work, when we first switched from smoking to vaping, they had a massive job on their hands to desensitise the sensors within the smoke detectors because they were going off left, right and centre.
I would imagine it's probably the same, because we do have the usual people spraying deodorants and people burning toast and all that kind of stuff sets off alarms. So I would imagine they would probably have a bit of work to do in terms of smoke alarms. I'm almost certain it would cause issues. Obviously, if I vaped in the hospital, I would do the whole double inhale thing.
Really, totally agree with you, mate. The PG would kill a lot of the viruses.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. It sterilises and everything else. It's just, I think people are scared of vaping because of the big clouds, and because
they're scared because of all the scaremongering stories that people keep posting all over the internet, like the whole popcorn lung or wet lung or whatever they decide to call it, or complete total misinformation of saying that there's so much formaldehyde in them that they're not going to need to pickle you when you die, that kind of thing. There's so many scaremongering stories, and like all this nonsense with like mods exploding and stuff like that, that's usually due to battery mismanagement. It's got nothing whatsoever to do with the device itself. It's battery mismanagement. I
had the argument last night with one of the nurses that came down from upstairs, and she seen I had this wee thing sitting, and she started having a whole diacetyl argument and all that kind of stuff. But once I'd spoken to her about it, and she kind of realised.
See, the next time somebody comes at you with a diacetyl argument, tell them that you want to see the paperwork, you want to see the proven fact that says this. Because if they're going to come out with these allegations, they need to have the proof to be able to back it up.
Aye. But she wasn't long in pipe. To be fair, she wasn't long. She piped down a bit and kind of, alright, fair enough, when I had to go. It was like 4 in the morning, I was tired and pretty pissed off when she started having a go, so I kind of let rip and she backed down though, but there is just so much kind of misinformation and so much fear around it, isn't there?
The thing about it is, it's the misinformation that spreads quicker than fact. You know, what that old term, shit sticks, and that's the stuff that spreads quickest.
Definitely, it's like nobody's going to say, "Oh, I read an article today that's good for you." It's always, "Oh, I read something that's going to kill you in 3 weeks" and all this kind of stuff. It's people always share the negative, don't they? And what's going to kill you. And
Hi, Salford.
Hi, Salford.
Hey, Salford.
Vaping, bro, you're right. I did say that to her. I said that nobody's ever got popcorn lung from smoking cigarettes, and there's more diacetyl in cigarettes than there is in e-cigarette juice. So.
Yeah, it's convenient how so many smokers forget that bit.
That's the thing though, everybody's kind of, oh, these are so bad for you and it's going to kill you, and it's like, maybe in 30, 40 years they will find some negative effects that haven't been picked up yet, but it's going to take 30, 40 years, whereas if you smoke for 3 or 4 years, you're going to notice the effects then rather than 40, 50 years down the line.
Right, big guns.
Oh my good God!
Yeah, your lover boy's here.
He's alive!
You know, one of the most laughable experiences I've ever had since I started vaping was a woman telling me that I was giving her baby cancer because I was stood outside in a public street vaping, and she's like, "Oh my God, go away with that thing, you're giving my child cancer." I went, right, first off, love, you stopped in front of me, not my problem. Number 2, I'm giving your child cancer. You're the one that's leaning into the pram over the top of said baby with a lit cigarette hanging out of your mouth, and you say, "I'm giving your child cancer," and my vapor's nowhere near that child. Really? Jog on, love.
There's always going to be stupid people that you just can't cure. And it's just
I'd like to say you can't cure stupid.
Yeah.
Oh,
not even with a hammer.
I can, with a bloody big shotgun. That's my cure for stupid. You know? Do the human race a favour, go away.
And I think that's one of the problems with NHS. Like, there's a lot of people who wouldn't have survived till now because they do stupid things and we keep them alive.
Health and safety has gone mad though.
Yeah,
when you think about it. You know, if you're walking down the street and you see a load of workmen, you know, digging a hole in the ground, you're not going to walk into that hole. You don't need a 3-mile security cordon and 27 blokes with high-vis jackets and clipboards to tell you not to go into that hole.
I mean, if you're stupid...
You're going to know not to go in that hole.
If you're stupid enough to walk down a 6-foot hole, then you probably don't deserve to be here.
Exactly. That's natural selection at its finest.
My worst 2 health and safety ones are HGV drivers must wear high-vis jackets.
Sitting in a cab.
Yeah.
And then the other one is forklift drivers having to wear hard hats.
Yeah.
With the thing, if you need a forklift truck to lift something, I'm damn sure a hard hat isn't going to prevent anything that's going to fall off.
Exactly. Something falls off the top of that, there ain't no hard hat saving you. Sorry.
Cure for stupid, Tide Pod challenge, Vaping Brew, you're right.
So it's it's one of those things. It's just health and safety. So I grew up I'm older than I'm older than everybody. I'm older than everybody that's in cast at the minute. I grew up playing outside, eating mud, eating worms, getting my hands dirty. Playing conkers.
You knew it was without safety goggles.
Yeah.
You knew it was time to go home when the street lights come on.
Exactly. And I've made it to 47. No wonder that hospitals are experiencing high influx of people with low immune systems, with any little illness and all these other things and everything else. When we were growing up, there was no such thing as, well, there probably was, but it wasn't such highlighted as autism, as ADHD, all these other...
ADHD even.
That as well. I'm dyslexic, let me be. All these problems. But now it's like, if a kid gets their hands, the little bit is dirty, the mum's out with the antibacterial gel stuff and everything else.
Hi, Andy.
MRSA wasn't such a big thing in hospitals either. You know, hospitals were cleaned properly. You had proper cleaners.
Well, you look at the way the hospital system has been the last few years. So many people are going into hospital and not coming out again. Gone are the days when you went to hospital and you got better. 9 out of 10 times now you get worse.
But that's not the fault.
Is because they took away matrons and ward sisters.
Yeah. But it's not the fault of the nurses. You know, like with Sean being a nurse, my cousin is a sister. To me, all they've done is, you know, you've had the levels before, going back maybe 30 years ago, hospital levels were like that for staffing. Maybe a bit more in favour of nurses and everything else. But now what they do is they have to put in all these managers' positions.
Oh, aye.
And like the amount of levels now between a nurse and the director of the hospital used to maybe only be 2 or 3 positions. Now there's probably 50 different positions between being a nurse and being the director of the hospital.
There's managers for managers, and they've got managers to manage them. It's ridiculous.
Too many cheeks, not enough
Absolutely.
Indians. That's what it is.
I think a lot of the issue with hospitals as well, though, was that they focused on being so clean that your standard bugs and that didn't survive, and that's how we get the development of these superbugs like MRSA, and they're resistant to what we clean with now. So I think that's probably a lot of why we have things like MRSA. But a lot of people use as years ago, you used to look after, if your parents were unwell or anything, you would look after them. You'd maybe even move them into your house or whatever. But nowadays, people expect care. So nobody wants to look after their relatives. They won't allow them to be discharged without a package of care where somebody's coming in 4 times a day, and there's just so much red tape towards discharging somebody now, and the social work side of things is completely stretched. Like, we've got 2 wards in our hospital which are completely full of social work mates, and when you're in the hospital for any length of time, 9 out of 10 times, if you're over 70, you're going to get a hospital-acquired pneumonia. You then become acutely unwell again, and you're stuck in hospital for another 2 weeks. You finally become better, still no care for you, and it just goes round in circles. And before you know it, you're dead with a hospital-acquired pneumonia.
It's common sense, though, isn't it? If you wrap up your children and babies in cotton wool and put them in this sterile bubble, they're not going to build up a resilient to the average everyday bugs. And
exactly. You have to let them. You have to let them get out there and get a little bit dirty. You have to let them build up immunity themselves. Stop sterilising everything. Because that's one of the reasons why people are now allergic to so much stuff, because everything has been over sterilised.
When I fell at school, the teacher came with the blue or green paper towel, got it wet, stuck it on you and went, "Where you go, you'll be grand."
Yes, the wet paper towel. Yes.
Yeah, wet paper towels fix everything.
Oh,
or if you're my mum, E45 as well.
Sean, I've got a question for you.
I have read that question.
with Pud being a nurse, does he have a fake 6-titted cow's udder costume like Adder Queenie Nursery?
Unfortunately, I don't, but it does sound like an investment that might need to be made.
You absolute twat. Yeah, you.
Hiya, Bob. And just for those who don't know,
Hi, Bob.
Rue is actually sitting to Bunny's left.
Yeah, he's over there.
Cheers, Andy. But yeah, when I was 10, I was one of these kids that would poke fucking... Sorry about the swearing, I don't know if that goes here. But I was one of these kids that would poke dead animals with sticks. So I'd run about with a dog shit and a stick and chase you with it, and I'm still here.
That was only 5 years ago.
Maybe about 6. But people are so quick to come to hospital as well. I mean, like, I remember my dad is a lorry driver and he fell out his truck, so he phoned me and I says, "I come in and I'll have a look at it, we'll see if we need to sort you an x-ray." And after the x-ray we looked at it and there's this piece of something here. He's like, I was hammering some metal about 10 years ago and it flew into my hand and I just left it. So he said this piece of metal in his hand for 10 years doesn't bother him, it's not giving him any issues, but nowadays compared to 10 years ago, if that happened to somebody, they're straight up to A&E, they want it removed, they want surgery and all this kind of shit, and people have just got a really low threshold for going to their doctors and stuff now as well. It's completely different from what it used to be.
I haven't seen my doctor in almost 2 years because I haven't needed to.
And fair enough.
I'm not going to go and waste the doctor's time for no reason.
Well, Sean, it's well known within the chat rooms there that I broke my wrist attending a first aid course.
He did.
So, but I broke my wrist. It was on the Wednesday I broke my wrist and my scaphoid, and I didn't go to the hospital that night with it because I thought, it's just I've just hurt it. I was sitting work the next day and it just started to swell up and everything else, and I was forced in to go to the hospital. But whenever I was sitting there in the hospital, the things that people were coming into A&E with.
Aye.
A common cold was one of them. I heard somebody saying it. There was somebody in with the flu. What do people think the A&Es can do?
People use the A&E services because it's now impossible to get an appointment with your GP nowadays. It's like you have to plan a schedule of when you're going to be sick.
If you work,
pre-plan an appointment with your doctor.
If you work 9 to 5,
it's not how illnesses work these days.
It's impossible to see a GP if you work 9 to 5, and I do sympathise with people that come up and they can't see them.
GP most of the time, whether you work or not.
Aye, absolutely. Unless you, I don't know about the system you guys have, but we're pretty much a phone at 8 in the morning when they open and hope for an appointment. And if you when you try and phone at 8, I've seen me, if I do need to see a GP, having you lift your phone up and it's like there's 60 attempts at calling and you've never get through. And by the time you do get through, appointments are all gone.
Yeah.
Sorry folks, we're having a bit of a lover's tiff here in chat.
Excuse
between Bob and David.
Bob and Salford are having a bit of a lover's tiff.
Yeah.
I'm going to live up to stereotypes and pull up my tartan pyjamas. You can't see them, it's fine.
Are you doing a TVP? Are you doing a TVP? Broadcasting the pajamas?
Yeah, well...
Not none of that.
I thought I'd better put something in the bottom half.
And if anybody else is wondering why Sam keeps ducking down, she's got the wife under the counter.
Yeah, the wife's under the table.
It's got very steamy in here, so I thought I'd better turn
Oh! See, that's the wife under the table.
Let me just mute my mic.
Was she a squealer?
No, but she might be a squirter.
Ooh, riot squad. There's a riot squad in the. There's a riot. Here, Sean, have you seen round the pub?
I haven't. No.
Right.
Swipe
and show me.
Take them on the tour of the
pub. Take them on the
tour.
I was curious whether is it like an actual pub.
So it's called Leather Spoons for obvious reasons. We've got a little pool table.
Fucking hell.
And then a dartboard above the tumble dryer.
Every pub should have a tumble dryer.
And there is a TV up there, but you can't see it.
This is actually our garage.
Fantastic.
This is our garage.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the only place in the house I'm allowed to vape.
I did say to you I was kind of in the same boat as you.
Yeah.
You were, I think, I can't remember whose show you were on, but I'm kind of the same boat. Asthmatic missus who hates the stuff, so I feel your pain there.
It's not so bad though. I quite like it because it's like my own little Sam's cave. So
Aye.
when I want some downtime or I can't be asked watching Sky repeat on all these different dramas and shows she's into, so I'll be in the garage. My own little space.
I've got my own room kind of downstairs. Let's be a bedroom downstairs, but I've got a baby on the way. But at the moment I've managed to get a ring fence and it's still mine, but
Bob,
that's way more information than I needed, babe. You know, way more info.
I'm lucky enough with Michelle coming over.
I'll tell you now, Bob. It's overrated.
We have a lot bigger population, and there are no more doctor surgeries being built. So there's always going to be a longer wait time for doctors. It's like Andy coming out with the really sensible stuff again. Andy, quit it.
We're quite lucky at our local GP surgery, and what I think they've done really well is they've introduced a triage system. So as long as you're on the phone by like 9 a.m. and the phone line's open at 8, you will be triaged at some point that day, and then you'll be sidelined off whether you do actually need to see a GP, whether you can be dealt with by a nurse, or moved on to sort of like A&E.
My mum's not really very well at the minute between cancer and motor neuron disease. But I had to phone the on-call doctor for her one night. I phoned the on-call doctor at 7:30. What time did I get a call back from the doctor at?
If you phone at 7:30, Christ, you should be lucky if you get a phone call before midnight.
4:10.
Christ, wow, that is bad. That is really bad.
4:10. Mind you, bearing in mind, we just have to sort of quantify it a bit. It was rather the snowy, icy conditions and everything else.
Even at that, though, that's...
And you shouldn't have had to wait that long for a phone call.
No, yeah, exactly. You don't necessarily expect them to be turning up and rocking up on your doorstep, do you, within an hour? But a phone call back.
But it's only because I'm first aid trained, but I was also in my previous life in the army paramedic trained, that I didn't take my mum to A&E because I knew there was nothing A&E could actually do for her.
Yeah, there's no point.
I just wanted the doctor to come out and double check her over for what I could see and everything else. But over the last 8 years, 8.5 years, I've got used to different ailments my mum's had and everything else. So.
Yeah.
And Bob, I find the pull stick gets in the way as well.
If you're leaving that on the table while that's happening, then there's something badly wrong with you. There's a rack on the wall for those for a reason.
It's just in case you get that on mortal freeze.
As long as, do you end up with chopping,
Is it in yet?
Oh, God. Take it over.
See, Michelle could find a use for the pull cue.
Yeah, I bet you could, Michelle.
Michelle, tell me more.
Yeah, you've got Roy's attention. There you go. He's all excited now. Don't forget the lube.
You step over the table. Yeah, I suppose with my legs I could.
That's just like, fuck, that's like crack, innit? It's just...
Which one is it?
It's the pink grenade. Looks like a sex toy.
Well, yeah. We've got... Don't mention Michelle, just... The pink grenade's grand, but I much prefer the apple grenade. Or...
I haven't tried it.
Is that the apple one, the one with the blackcurrant too?
No.
No, it's just apple.
Just apple.
It's like a sour apple. I have a bottle of that over there somewhere.
But if you want the Vape perfume, get the bubble gum.
Is it wrong?
It's like perfume. It's too...
I've never really been able to find a nice bubblegum flavour, to be honest. I liked Farley's gnarly sauce, but after even a few days of that, it kind of gets a bit too much for me.
Farley's is that's good stuff. That one.
Titanic's bubblegum's nice. What do they call it?
Yeah, SS Californian.
SS California by Titanic. It's actually a very nice bubblegum.
Yep, yeah, it's a very nice bubblegum.
I don't go for fruits and sweets. I'm more of a dessert maker.
I don't know.
Desserts
to be honest, not fussy really. Just menthols I'm not into. Tobaccos, no, not my thing either. I don't mind, if a juice has got a bit of colada in it or something, that doesn't annoy me. But a lot of juices put too much colada in it, and then the only thing you can taste is colada, and I don't like that.
That range there, I would say, apart from the Sunset 84, the colada levels in those are just about where you'd want them for any cold juice.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not.
It's meant to be subtle. It's meant to be subtle. If it's a fruit with a cool shot in it, it's meant to be subtle. It's not meant to blow the ears off you.
No.
And a lot of companies tend to do that with colada. They just overpower it with colada, so you lose the flavour that you're supposed to be getting in the first place.
Right. See, the likes of like that Iron Brew for Caledonian Vapes, they've got a bit of colada, but it's a tiny bit, and it's enough to make you think it's a bit like drinking Iron Brew. It's a bit cool. But I reviewed the Dinner Lady Summer Holiday range, and it was just, you couldn't taste anything. It was like, fuck it, it's like swallowing ice cubes.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolute shit.
Yeah.
And there just seems to be no kind of, there's just no subtlety with the Colada with some of the companies.
No.
There's not someone.
Case in point, nasty juice.
Especially if they use.
It's nasty for a reason. Stuff's foul, man.
Especially if they use the WS-23. In a 50 or a 100 ml bottle, you need 2 drips.
Colada challenge, Roy.
I vaped 100% Colada.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
On a V-God.
What?
With fresh
I bet
batteries.
your eyes were watering, to say the least.
Switch water, that's an understatement. I did a drip test on this stuff, right? One little tiny drip on my finger, I stuck it to my tongue. The inside of my mouth was agony for 4 hours.
Shit. I bet
was
that's
so
all
strong.
you could taste
It was so
as
strong.
well,
It
even
hurt.
when you were eating.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't
It was
breathe.
so strong it hurt.
I couldn't breathe for about 2 hours afterwards. I was like...
It took a long time before he could vape anything with Colada in it. Even the smell of Colada used to set him off.
Yeah.
Couldn't. It was...
And that's over a year ago now, and I still get flashbacks.
And if it's loaded full of like Kool-Aid, it kills your coils too.
Mm.
It does. But it doesn't kill Bill Burns. It doesn't kill Bill Burns coils. Takes a lot to kill them. I think it in there.
Yeah, I've got Bill's coils in FP, and they've been in there since September. The same set of coils.
That's all I use now is Bill's coils.
I got a package of Bill's coils in beginning of the week, and I freshly wicked up and put some fresh coils in today, and they are rocking. I've not come close to anything as good as them yet.
What'd you get?
I got the Fuse Claptons at a 0.29. What else did I get? Tricore Stainless Steel Mex, which I haven't used yet because I don't use Mex. Frame Staples. Quad Core Fuse Claptons NI80, and some mouth to lung coils.
See
and
see the Tricore?
Yeah.
Put them in the FP.
Really?
Yeah. The Tricore Mech coils in the FP are absolutely the flavour uplift.
That's
from
what
them.
I have in mind is the Tricore Mech aliens.
Yeah. The flavour uplift from the Tricore Mech coils in the FP is just, it'll blow your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And Bunny, do you say you're getting literally months out of them?
Yeah, I've had the same set of coils I've had in my FP. I got my FP at the end of September.
October.
No, it was September because you brought it up to me the day after Arthur's fundraiser in Belfast. That was the end of September. It was the 29th.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you the exact date. It was the 29th of September that I got my FP because we were at the Titanic thing on the 28th. It was the 29th because you brought it up the next morning. You did.
And how do you take care of your coils? Do you just dry burn them and brush them off? Do you dip them underwater? Do you whack them in at ultrasonic?
Do not dip them underwater.
I do mine under hot water.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I dry burn them and brush them.
Just depending on what I've been vaping, sometimes I have to dry burn and reg cleanse them, but otherwise it's hot water. Blow them up red hot under the hot water.
Red hot, put hot water in, and I nicked I think it was an eyelash brush or something, I don't know, it's some kind of fucking beauty product in the missus's, but I've nicked it and cleaned the coils with that. She doesn't know yet.
I think she will now if she watches this show.
She'll be driving just now, so it's fine.
Ah, you're right then.
It's a contentious area, isn't it? To sort of like, there's so many people that say don't dip them in water and put them in hot water because it damages the small fragments of metal and stuff.
That's cold water.
That's cold water.
If you cold shock them, you'll wreck the metals.
Yeah.
But in hot water to hot coils is fine. It basically takes off the gunk.
But even if you're using hot water, you're not going to get anywhere near the temperature of a warm coil, are you?
It doesn't matter. It's not hot. It's not cold shock then.
As long as it's not rapidly cooling it, as such. As long as it's a good bit of heat in it, as hot as your tap will go, be fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes, depending if mine are really sort of, if I have it using a really crappy juice to really chunk them up, I'd boil the kettle and just put the kettle over them.
Aye. I've got a 250ml bottle of stuff there, and it's apparently it's meant to taste like Carnsey with 12 monkeys. I've never tried it, so I don't know, but I've obviously made an absolute arse of the recipe. I don't know when I made it. It was at least 6 months ago, but I put one tank through the Kylan, and it started to taste burned. Open it up, and the whole thing was just black, so God knows how much sweetener I put in that. I've obviously not been watching, or I've put it in twice or something like that. But
I need to invest in an ultrasonic cleaner, because one of the juices I used on my dead rabbit tank, the Country Clouds cornbread pudding, it is really badly tainted, and it's almost leached into every O-ring. It's within all the fine screws, and it doesn't matter how much I clean that tank and wash that tank out, I can still taste it.
I'm sure I can't remember if it's Aldi or Lidl. It's the one where you go down the aisle and it's like potatoes, bananas, wetsuit, generator.
They're both like that.
Tampons. I'm sure sometimes they've got ultrasonic cleaners in. I think
They
they're
do usually
good.
get them in every so often.
Mm-hmm.
You need to invest more.
I enjoy batteries. The only batteries I use.
Oh, I'm guessing you're not sponsored by Galicia then.
I'm not sponsored. Galicia have never heard of me.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Mr. Empire Vape Co.
Empire
Good to
Vape
see you.
Co.
Not
Just-
Galicia.
Geez, you're getting later every week, mate. 25 to
Oh,
20.
he pulled an all-nighter though. He was up on Twitch till stupid o'clock in the morning.
Apex by any chance?
Yeah.
Empire, I don't, unfortunately, Galicia has never heard of me, mate, so no, I wouldn't be using the only batteries that you would use, the Galicia batteries.
No, Chris, he's using iJoys, mate.
I'm using iJoys. Or Imp King. Or Minions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go back live. Me and Joe were playing to fight. Bloody hell. Is that like Apex you're still playing, or what were you playing?
Yeah, Apex Legends.
I
I did try
downloaded that, I
that,
haven't had a
but
chance to play it yet.
I tried to play it, but didn't really have a clue what the fuck I was doing, so I tend to stick to the more kind of simple shooters, Battlefield, stuff like that.
Right, folks, that's Food Puffs in. Come on, get me a couple of cheeky
Good
subscribes.
point there, TC.
Look, Brew, Roy has a picture of you and his batteries.
Yeah, he's the minion.
There's Food Puffs. Go over and give him a wee subscribe, folks.
Hey, Bill.
I get the Rick and Morty battery wraps. Pickle Rick ones. I love them.
Oh, you can't beat a set of Wonder Woman battery wraps.
Nice.
Hey, Mr. Byrne, how are you this afternoon? You just missed the discussion about your coils.
Anyone know where I can buy some galoshes?
I don't know. I actually have missed the whole galoshy thing, what the whole thing about it is. I've just seen Vic and Chris and Mark.
I wonder if the reviewer in question that says Galoshi knows it's Galicia, but now just sticking to it just to make it his thing.
Yeah,
I don't even know
maybe
what it is,
he's
but
just taking the joke and running with it.
Now
Yeah.
I get it. Now I get it. I don't watch that person's reviews, so...
is it this guy by any chance?
No.
No.
No, SAV World.
Oh right, him that's more like a travelling vlogger than does vape
Oh,
reviews. He
I
does a
said
lot of
that out
travelling,
loud.
doesn't he?
Yeah. He pretends he does.
They
One
should
who's
read
now-
out
The one
They
who
should
now-
rename him Takeshi's Castle to Lucian's Castle.
Straight to the point as ever with Chris. No, he's a massive dickhead switch, that's why he's saying it.
The other thing about it is he now spends more time with the camera sitting behind a hot plate, showing us him getting his food than he does anything else.
Mm.
Well, he's a boxer in training, remember.
I damn forgot about that. He's 2-0.
Mhm. Yeah.
Whenever he gets to the levels of titles for different things, like in chat at the moment we have got a UK champion, ex-UK champion should I say, of martial arts
Mhm.
in the room.
He now records in what looks like an out-of-date cabbage.
I haven't seen.
I love you, Chris. You've got such a great way of words, man.
He's a poet.
I know.
Bill, the verdict, by the way, was that they're crap, they're useless, and nobody else would want. No, only joking, mate. Only joking. That everybody that's tried them so far loves them.
Are you antagonising the sponsors, dear? Stop it.
Me antagonise people? Would I ever do something like that?
And he's a TV
Yes.
star, want to be.
You would. Okay?
Baby shark doo 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 doo, baby
Wanker.
shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo.
Michelle, get him.
Let's go box doo 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 doo. Let's go box doo 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 doo. Let's go box doo 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 doo. Let's go chump.
Oh my god.
Did you just say let's go chump?
Chump.
Yeah.
But hey ho, that's right. What would wind people up and be sarcastic? What? I think you're meant to have a comment in there.
I'm a Barbie in a Thailand world.
Oh,
You see, I don't even need to put it on
obviously
camera because you're sitting right there.
You've not been subjected to the Barbie.
Oh,
Thailand
you
picture.
haven't met Thailand Barbie yet.
I don't know if I want to.
And it's at this time of day we can't put it on, unfortunately.
Yeah, you see, even the thought of it, you've got Michelle crying for the mind bleach. It's so big. I wasn't going to go there.
Not being horrible this is just the fact he wants to be famous and will go down any path possible to get fame. People have said, I want fame, I just want to see if people make them laugh.
Yeah, exactly, Chris.
Chris, there's a slight difference between said other person and said you. That what you do, you're naturally funny.
Yeah.
Well, when Chris does, especially when we watch Chris on a live show and everything else, he could just be sitting there in a world of his own and things be going on around him, and he just come out with a one-liner.
Did you see that review? I think it was last week, but apparently it was sugar, but I would lean towards it more being speed or ecstasy that Chris had had.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it was he reviewed now, but holy fuck. A good 10 minutes was just the Bill theme tune on a really high pitch. To the point where my missus is like, what the fuck are you watching?
But the thing about it is also, Chris, you've now got the numbers to back what you do, and your numbers grow and are growing and growing and growing. I would say this other person's numbers they've had the jump, but they've also had two of the.
I think his channel's stagnating though, which is him having to resort to doing what he's doing to try and get better attention.
Yeah, but it's slower than mine. He's now going slower than what mine is. Like I'm stagnated. I'm stagnated on 283. Thanks, Bree, to put me up to 283. After 2 years, he finally subscribed to me.
That was a strange day, but it was.
But he's had two of the world's bigger reviewers on, and on live shows with him, and they were on every week. But his numbers should have blown up
Yeah.
with that.
Considering the 2 reviewers that he had on with him, his numbers should have went through the roof.
Phil Bastario and Dimitri.
Bizardo.
Whatever. Potato. He should have, that's nearly 500,000 subscribers between them. If not more.
Yeah, but you need to ask yourself, where are they now? That's not, as far as I'm aware, that's not still continuing on his channel, is it?
No, he hasn't done the Monday night show for a good 5-6 months now.
More.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a long time.
But with the stuff he does as well, people are watching it for vape reviews and for vape advice, and that's not what he's doing.
That's right. He managed to snag Grim Green as well.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yes, he managed to snag Grim, and yet his numbers didn't go anywhere.
Speaks volumes, though, doesn't it?
It does.
Surely Grim Green would have a wee chat with you now, Chris.
Grim's a
I
lovely
reckon he
guy.
would, Chris, but
I've met him.
Chris is the type of person though that won't go running and asking.
Aye.
Chris will not go running and ask and go, "Oi, Mr. Green, come on."
Yeah, that's right, Chris. Because I watched that show he did with Grim Green, and the audience numbers peaked at 55.
55?
Really?
How many subs does he have anyway?
Sorry, our little show on Twitch gets more viewers than that.
Yeah.
I don't get to see your show on Twitch because I tend to work every Friday at the moment for some reason. I think I've missed it for
Watch the
3
reviews.
weeks.
You can watch the replay.
I know, I'll need to do that.
Yes, make sure you do.
It's not the same though.
It isn't the same, that's it. There's no, don't like the interaction bit. Making cheeky comments.
I think Gail was getting a bit cheesed off with me on Friday night.
What with the whole Debbie thing?
Yeah.
I think it didn't help though that her beloved husband joined in on that one as well. He started on the Debbie jokes, then Sainty started in on them, and then her scene was throwing a few in there as well, and everybody just sort of ran with the Debbie thing after a bit, And
then I don't think Liz got my joke about whenever you said you've got a Facebook, and I went, "What, you have a Facebook group? Why didn't you tell me?"
Yeah.
I don't think she really got that one.
No.
I find it really difficult because there's so many live shows on, and like with my wife not being a vapor, doesn't want to be surrounded by like live shows because she just doesn't get it. So I have to be very box clever. So I'll watch one show, and if I then go the following night, I'm gonna have my headphones on with the iPad or whatever device, and it's like, yes, well, this is so antisocial. So I have to like stealth watch and watch on replay whilst I'm in work. It's
You're never off the camera these days.
What was that?
You're never
Roy's
off the
basically
camera.
saying, Roy's basically saying you're a cam whore.
So VapeTube is going to have the live soon as well, isn't it?
It is, and I'm for one will be probably moving this show across the VapeTube.
I'm liking the dark theme on VapeTube.
Yes.
And the new logo and that. The thing is, so you can get, I know I used to do it with Twitch and YouTube, I don't do it now kind of thing, but you could have a thing called restream.io, and you can stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time, so it'd be pretty cool if VapeTube could maybe get into that as well, and you could do YouTube.
That's something that we're actually thinking of doing, dual streaming once VapeTube gets its live capabilities. We're thinking of dual streaming to both Twitch and...
So if VapeTube could get something together with a restream, that'd be pretty nice.
Chris, what sort of nights are you thinking for your show, or when are you thinking for your show? If you want to pop on, Chris, and talk about a bit more about VapeTube and what's happening everything else.
Well, I was actually just going to suggest that, but there's another thing that I think Chris should call in and talk about as well, and that is his 24-hour live stream, which is going to be happening next weekend, folks.
Is it next weekend?
Yes, next Saturday, Sunday.
I've pre-booked the annual leave off so I can be at home and watch it.
And Chris, we don't care if you're still in your pajamas or you're topless or you're whatever. It doesn't bother. It's not worried.
No, no
It'll
problem.
give the girls something to look at.
When does that start on Saturday?
Is it
Is it
7
3
p.m.? Or is
Is
it
it
actually?
3 in the afternoon?
Is it? I've taken a night shift next Saturday night,
I'm
but
hoping
I'll,
it's 3. I'm
it's
hoping it's
24
3
hours, so.
because I'll delay vape or Sunday vape lines if it's 3 to 3. So
Sponsored waxing for Chris. That's right, Andy. He's getting the full body wax.
so
Yeah.
next Sunday. So next Funday's next
Yep.
Sunday, next Sunday, folks. Vape lines will be on at a slightly later time. To
Yep.
Yeah, Chris has just put it in 3 p.m.
3
Saturday
p.m. to
till
3
3
p.m.
p.m. Sunday.
so folks, make sure you get your wallets handy as well and donate.
Yeah.
For a good cause.
Yeah, I think, well, like I say, that's why I was wanting Chris to, come on and give us a bit more information about it, because I don't know the layout, what, the format of it, what's going to be happening, if there's going to be an auction, or if it's, going to be like PayPal donations or whatever. So
It falls around a good time of the month too, because mostly
yeah, end of the month,
payday.
like
Yeah.
new month, yeah.
See, I could see this going wrong for Chris if he's going to try and stay up for 24 hours and lays into some Monster and energy drinks.
Chris, I have Starbucks on speed dial, plenty of Monster Energy, Mars bars, because you'll need to keep your sugar levels up as well.
He's probably be sitting there at like 6 p.m. with all the sugar kind of twitching, just.
Yeah, plenty of water too. Make sure you have plenty of water, and copious amounts of KFC. You have to get intimate, remember.
Michelle B. Introduce a Mr. Motivator hour. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Costume
that's
a lot. Mr. Motivator by Christina.
And Chris, the other thing you're going to need as well is either a big Lucozade bottle, a bucket, or an extremely long hose, so you can go to the toilet.
I thought you were going to do something with all three there.
We'll allow him to get up and have a nature break, you know what I
No,
mean?
you're not allowed to go. You have to pee into the hose.
I could post him down a catheter. The instructions on how to insert it.
Yeah, one of those wee bags that you strap onto the
Aye.
side, yeah.
If there's an auction, there better be some 21,700 megs. Works through the last three and
And no one, yeah.
Oh, Bill. Bill, the other thing we're just talking about when we were talking about your coils, we were saying how well the tricore mech coils go in the FP.
They do. They last forever.
Bonnie's still using hers in September.
I'll have to get my hands on an FP.
Have you not got one yet?
No.
What's that? You have the
Really?
FP?
Get one ordered.
And they're cheap as chips lately, aren't they?
$19.99. I think
Yeah.
Vaping 101 has them for $19.99.
ESAG 1, check ESAG 1, I'm nearly sure
Aye.
ESAG 1 had them for 16 quid not so very long ago.
Really?
Yes.
ESIG 1 had a lot of good deals on for a while there.
ESAG 1 always has good deals on.
But no matter
Oh.
how many deals and everything else you have on it, you'll never get one with that serial number.
69.
Do you know what the ironic thing is? It was me noticed that number, not him. I pointed that out to him.
1254, that's a bit fucking boring.
Yeah, when he got it delivered, I was having a look round it, and I completely creased up. He says to me, "What are you laughing at?" And I went, "Check out the serial number." That was him. He went purple as well. We just completely creased up.
Software, take it easy, mate.
See you later, Dave.
See you later, David.
2 for 2 with a hairy view.
And that right there is why he's no longer a bingo caller.
Yeah, the FP is decent. It's
Yeah, I'm going to get one, same tea.
cut your wicks nice and short, give it a nice fluff, you'll be fine.
Are they quite juice thirsty?
Yes.
I've had worse though.
I've had worse as well.
I'd say the
Bravo.
Kylo uses more juice.
Yeah. Yeah, the Kylan's, but then the Kylan's a leaky wee bastard, that's why.
It's a leaky wee
Bravo goes through
bastard.
just as quick.
The Bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dead Rabbit RTA is pretty hard on juice as well.
It's certainly no worse than your standard RTA anyway, it's no...
Talking about nature breaks, I need to go for one.
If you do get one...
The bucket.
Yep, just use the bucket in the corner.
Back in the mo.
If you do get a FP, Sam, if you get the it comes with some. You might still get the old kind of bubble glass, and if you use quite high BG juice, sometimes it can struggle to get the bubbles up, but it will struggle to wick. So Nature Vape have like the thicker, wider bubble glasses, so it's always worth picking up the better bubble glass for Nature Vape. I think they actually stock the FP as well. But worth a look there.
They do, yeah. Nature Vape do them as well. But
Yeah. Because wasn't there something in the first batch, the tanks were cracking?
because they were acrylic tanks.
Yeah, acrylic, not glass.
Yeah. Yeah, but the batch 2 had the glass, bubble glasses with them, so. I keep seeing all these horror stories, people knocking them over and breaking them and stuff like that. Mine has been knocked over, it's been dropped, it's been kicked and everything. And
I'm the
the
same.
glass is still fine, I've never broke it.
I've never broken a glass in the FP.
No. I don't use a vape band or anything on it either.
No,
So.
I'm the same. I actually bought 2 glasses because I'd heard they were so easily broken, and the spare glass has been sitting there doing bugger all since.
Yeah, but at least you have it, just in case.
Aye, absolutely. Because I kind of go between the Kylan 2 and the FP as my kind of standards.
I'm on RDI mode at the minute, but for me I tend to use either the FP or the Dead Rabbit RTA.
Since I got this top side, I haven't put it down, so I haven't really gone back to the Dead Rabbit tank and stuff like that. So.
To be honest, I've been the same. I've the single battery top side, and this thing has been my daily go-to since I got it. Very rarely leaves my hands.
Yeah.
But,
I'm going to have to get a new squonker now, actually, now that this is kicked the bucket. I don't know what's happened to it.
I would recommend that.
I think I'll go for the top side, Joe. Definitely.
I never vaped on the single top side. I waited for the dual battery, and I absolutely love it. It's my daily banger. I take it everywhere with me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's one on my to buy list.
That's on my to buy list as well.
Yeah, the dual.
As you can see, because my rage is just a little bit.
Yeah, you see, you need to strip that and repaint it, or get a wrap for it. But strip it first before you put a wrap on it.
Private. So I think the time slots might be 1 hour per person, as we have that much interest. That's good though. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
The more interest, the better, I guess. Absolutely.
Yeah, Grim, J, Mike Vapes, Bogan. Yeah, there's
ideal.
Going to be quite a few big names on this.
I'll say, Chris, I've already given you my name, so hopefully.
Well, me and Gail have already said that we can jump in. We can help out. So.
Maybe very early hours Sunday morning, early Sunday morning. I'll be about, because I'm an early riser anyway. So. I
guess they're going to need quite a few mods in chat
too. You're one of those too bloody cheerful morning people. You are.
Yuck.
Way too chirpy in the mornings, he is.
Gail and Bunny are different. They're keeping me awake through the night.
Yeah, me and Gail's pulling the night shift.
I noticed that about Gail, actually. I was night shift last night, and about 5 in the morning she posted into some group somewhere.
Yep. Yeah, we're the founder members of the Insomniacs Anonymous.
Whereas I'm just the early morning. Let's go!
Oh no.
Hello there!
Early riser takes a Viagra before going to sleep.
That gives a whole new meaning to the term rise and shine.
Good morning. Good morning.
No.
I don't function till dinner time, lunchtime for you bosses.
Roy, have you ever worked nights?
Have I ever worked nights?
Yeah.
Yes.
That blows my theory clean out the water.
I used to work, okay, for quite a few years. I used to do a day job from 20 to 9 to 20 past 5, Monday to Friday. Come home, get changed, and then go out in the ground from 7 o'clock at night to 3 o'clock in the morning. Get home for 4 o'clock, get back up to go to work again at 20 to 9.
Ugh.
and I also did 48-hour guards, which was right the whole time. I have done night shifts where you actually start at 11 o'clock at night and finish at 7 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, but it's just I've been that used to getting up early that you get up early. Think of it, I see all these ones that sleep till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a waste of a bloody day.
I knew that was coming.
It's a waste of a bloody day. It is.
You just extend it to the other side though. You can get more done at night when nobody's annoying you or... No. I don't tend to sleep till 1 or 2 in the afternoon because I've got a wee one, but I'm more of a late nights and early mornings.
I find if I sleep till like 12 midday is my cut off. Anything past that, I can't get back into day mode the following night, and I'm awake at like stupid o'clock in the morning.
I suppose because you do shifts, you're not like on set shifts, because you're maybe doing nights one week and you have a few days off and then you're in days or something.
We do 7 night shifts back to back, and then we get 1 week off. And then in the interim, we do like all sorts of different staggered finishes and staggered start times. However, I've just found Phenergan, and it is working marvellously.
What?
Phenergan, it's they used to give it to children for travel sickness, but it's got a sedative in.
Aye.
So if I sleep past like midday till 1 o'clock in the morning, that following night, if I take a Phenergan, I'll sleep like a newborn baby through the night, and then by Tuesday, I'm right as rain and back in dead A mode.
I survive on caffeine and power nap.
I made the fatal mistake once of taking Pro Plus. Oh my god, I was awake for like a 72-hour run. I was like a bear with a sore head.
I drink a lot of Diet Coke, so I think all that kind of caffeine stuff I'm kind of immune to it, doesn't really too much.
I usually take a cup of coffee to bed.
Really?
I can't sleep unless I've had coffee.
And I can't sleep without coffee either.
Yeah.
They do say though, if you drink that amount of coffee, when you don't have a coffee, you get a banning headache.
Yep.
Right. The same with any caffeine. If you drink loads of Monster, loads of Diet Coke, you try and stop, you get a headache. So I get headaches if I don't get Diet Coke.
No, I don't.
I've done that wrong.
I don't get headaches. I just get grumpy. If I don't have coffee, I just get grumpy. I don't get headaches because of lack of it. But
I do. I get a headache. If I don't get a cup of coffee within an hour of waking up, I get a headache.
And what's the point in drinking decaf coffee? You have a coffee because you want the caffeine. Why is decaf a thing?
It's bullshit.
Because some people like the taste of coffee but cannot have caffeine. Hence decaf.
They tend not to have the same taste.
Some people, for health reasons, are not allowed caffeine.
Yeah, I guess if you've got like a heart condition and stuff.
Anytime I've tried any of these decaf coffees, they just don't have the same taste to them or anything. They'll just know. They're not the same.
So what have you got coming up for review, Roy and Pub?
I've got that Tesla side, so I'm still testing it just now. The pod kit. It comes with a pod on top of it, or it comes with a sub-ohm tank as well, or a kind of mesh sub-ohm tank. So I'm still playing about with that. But in terms of hardware, I am pretty much all out. But this is payday on Wednesday, so I'll be hoping to get some more stuff in. What else have I got? Get some flavours from Mixed Juice, Flavour Boss. I think I've got some stuff for Caledonian Vapes as well, and I'm waiting on Lord Cognington's has got a new rate extending his range, so I'm waiting on him sending me some new flavours to try out as well. I don't even know where they are, but I know he's got some new flavours coming up, so I'm waiting on them coming through the post. I'm going to be doing I need to watch what I say because it's YouTube, but Sibida. I've had a wee chat with the guys at VapeTube, so I'm hoping, because I've never used it before, I'm going to basically be trying that out as well, but it's going to be a kind of VapeTube exclusive kind of thing, because I won't be able to put that on YouTube because it's YouTube. So I'm hoping to be testing that out pretty soon and see, kind of just to see what the effects of that are like, and kind of have a wee bit of a study on that as well.
Do you buy a lot of your hardware from Fast Tech and things like that, or do you stick to the UK?
It tends to be UK purely I would rather pay £2 extra for something than have it the next day because I'm just a bit of an impatient bugger, to be honest.
Damn that, I'm the same.
Although to be fair, that this pod was sent by Health Carbon, and they posted that on the 15th, and it was here within 6 days. So I was pretty impressed with that.
Michelle, that's what that side's for.
Yeah, measure the deck.
Just put those against the edge of it.
I went, personally, Michelle, I went with 4 mil.
I went with 4.5 because it was 2.5 coils. Yeah, but it's curvy.
Curvy.
Coming up for review. Yeah, I saw that, Bill. Well done. You need to, if you haven't, don't know which one to try. Red Laces is a good recommendation, by the way. I've got for review, coming up for review, I have got the Artery 1 Pro. I've got the, whatever it's called.
Cultura,
that's it. I've got Exome.
I really like the look of that.
That's
I've
gorgeous
got
mod. It is absolutely gorgeous.
from Coil Brew, Watermelon, Don't Get Lemon, Very Appealing,
And
Where Dat Mango, Sticky Glazed Mod.
there you go.
So I have all those come up for review, and I will also have some to give away as well. We have the Very Appealing, Eternally Grateful.
Yes, TC, all designed by Tony Vape.
Watermelon, and a Sticky Glazed Muff, all for giveaway. But I'm not going to give all the juices away at one time.
So you're going to share your Sticky Glazed Muff then?
Pardon?
So you're going to share your Sticky Glazed Muff?
Yeah, so other people can get Sticky Glazed Muff too.
Was it?
The rainbow
mod,
how do you find it in the hand? Because it looks quite a wide.
Right, I've got big hands, so I've been told. And it fits perfectly. My fingers just, there's the firing button there. I have to bend my fingers a little bit. But due to the shape of it, you can actually hold it either side. And if you want to thumb fire it, you can thumb fire it. It's actually, due to the shape of it and the design, it is really comfortable in the hand. It is really comfortable. But if you don't want it as thick, you can take the panels off it.
Yeah, do the panels fall off? That was one of the things that they quite secure.
Yeah, the magnets are quite sturdy.
The magnets on it are really, really strong. You know, like there's 2 magnets in there, and then there's 2 magnets on the plate, and because it is a zinc alloy, you get to there.
Oh, that's what I clip onto it.
Yeah.
And I've never had one fall off yet.
Jay Jarry's wanting to know, does it actually fire 300 watts on 2 batteries?
Considering I've never, okay, this is where I wouldn't know, because I've had it at 300 with the FP on it, and it's an excruciatingly hot vape. And I've taken up other ones up to the maximum, the 180, or sorry, 225, and it is hotter than that. So it is hotter than going up another, going up on another dual battery mod.
I don't think he was asking about the temperature though. He was
ramp up time even with wicking. Because the legs aren't even. Bill, if you haven't got the legs even, and you put them in, then they don't heat up evenly.
And did you get that with a kit? What's the tank that comes with
There's
it?
No.
It's just the mod.
No, just the mod. Well, you see the box that comes with it.
Oh, the box is like
it's like. Is that the one with the ribbon and the string and shit like that on it? Is it not? Bill Bond, that isn't your 300, maybe 240.
Bill, it's higher than 240, mate. It definitely is higher than 240.
Yeah, Chris, you're more than welcome to jump in, mate, anytime.
Yeah, so the first box it comes with, it comes in a cardboard box,
Aye.
which has got the string pull on it. and it comes up. But that's just all it is just a cardboard box. But this one, this box, see the wee buttons on the side?
Nice.
You just go.
Check it out.
Brilliant.
Nice.
Cool. That'd come in as a handy storage box.
It would actually, aye.
Yeah.
Let me just get my coils out.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it really is, and then you've got all your wee compartments inside it, but you can just take it out. But I probably will use it as a storage box.
Absolutely. Worth keeping hold of that.
Bill, I'm serious, mate. It definitely is over. It is definitely over 240. Because I've got a two unless another one is doing it 240.
Nah, maybe it wasn't quite.
Because I used that the 2700s up full whack, and it was hotter than that. Those batteries couldn't supply over 240 at full charge, but it flowed. All I'm saying is a hot vape, and why anybody would ever want to be up that high anyway, it doesn't really matter.
No.
Suppose I better get Chris a bit of a space here.
Unless you're like BZ, who seems to vape lava all the time.
Yeah, but have you seen the setups that BZ has?
Oh, some of them are gorgeous.
Fucking things are huge.
But some of them are really nice as well.
Yeah.
He's got a kind of white and black one. I don't know if he took the Titan mod to bits and put a new casing on it, but it's really nice.
I like the Titan. I've been
I love it.
toying with myself whether to get one.
Yes.
Is that the 4 battery one? Yeah.
Right. It's serious parallel. I have dropped this. Now, I jumped out the car, was running up the front steps into the house and dropped it, and as I was running, kicked it like a good fucking distance, and the button jammed, so I dropped it again, and now it works. It's almost indestructible.
Is it heavy?
Nah, well, it's got 4 batteries in it, so it's more. It is quite heavy. A lot of people say it's like, oh, you can't walk about with that. Oh, you can. Absolutely fine.
Of course you can.
Yeah, I don't find it as cumbersome as some people make out.
Yeah, they wouldn't have made it if you couldn't walk about
Aye.
it. It's that simple.
I forgot. There's also that will be coming up for review as well.
Nice.
But Bill's right. I use it as a variable wattage, though. It's no. I use it like a variable wattage mod.
And that so far is a complete one-off.
Yeah.
It's nice, isn't it?
That's a Bill Burns mod. But unlike all the rest of the squonkers, it's got the squonk hole in the right place. Because Bill's other ones have all got them in there.
That's the side.
Yeah.
Which
But
is the
I
most
definitely
horrible
get that
awkward
right,
place
definitely.
for a bloody squonk hole ever.
And the battery life in the Titan as well is. It'll do me a 12-hour shift. If I put batteries in it at 7 at night before I go to work, it'll do me that shift and then most of the next day.
That's not bad at all.
Really good. But
What
it's
tips in that?
I'm actually not sure. Don't know. But it's
No.
covered in scrapes and scratches and that, but it seems to be withstanding the amount of times I drop it constantly.
Yes, Sainty, I'm still whinging about the squonk hole, and so I'm squeezing in the right hole now, bro. Damn.
Refraining.
Right, the 547 watt Empire mod is going to be smaller than that. Smaller than what? Than mine? And why the heck would you want 547 watts? Just why?
Because Bill's weird.
Yo, there's nothing wrong with 60.1.
Nothing but the right way either. You and your point ones.
But 60.1's a good place to be.
No,
It
just
is.
60. Just 60 or 61, but not 60.1.
Or 69.
As that depends on whether you're having a good Friday night or not.
I wonder out there.
No, Roy. No.
That's why I love this mod. You got them 0.1s. Unlike this.
0.5s. Right, comfort break for me, just a minute.
0.5s don't annoy me. 0.1s do. I
Mine's
just
one.
have OCD, and yet then you have him who does the whole 0.9 thing.
But they have cookies. Apparently.
Yeah, the dark side has cookies. Fuck off. That's unnecessary torture.
Yeah, Michelle, hashtag 0.1 club. Even Michelle says that Vape's better at 0.1. I wouldn't argue with her.
As you know, she's the right height for a punch in the nuts. That's why you don't argue with her.
Not point blank. No, Jay Jarek. No. Just no. It's weird, but it does.
You see, for me, I didn't notice a difference. I really didn't. But I have OCD, so that whole 0.1 thing just does my nothing. Completely. And overhang. I hate overhang.
Mm.
You see, talk about overhang. You see the FP on the EXO.
Does that overhang?
What is it, FP?
I didn't think it would overhang.
It does.
Oh, yeah. You see, that would be a no deal for me. I use my FP on the Aegis Legend.
My
So
FP.
it just sits. It's like it was made for it. It just sits so nicely on the top.
Yeah.
See?
The only thing
No-
I have doesn't overhang.
No
the
overhang.
FP is the Avenger.
Yeah, well, I could put it on
love
my
it.
G class as well, but no, I like it. The
I'd
all
love it
black.
to go on that.
Does it not make the legend
Never
slightly
fit me.
top heavy?
No,
No.
because the Legend's a good sturdy,
Yeah.
heavy mod anyway, and especially when you've got the batteries in it, that's even heavier, and no issues. It doesn't make it top heavy at all. Oh, it won't fit. Oh, I think it would fit if you got the dual battery version of that mod though, because it's bigger, so it might fit on that, but.
It looks a wee boss in the Gen 3.
The Gen 3 Dual. Yeah. And surprisingly, there's no overhang with that either. Because the way the Gen 3 Dual is designed, it has like a little lip at the top that comes out, and it, when you put the FP on it, it sits flush.
My most powerful mod could run near 2,000 watts. Or
You see, Bill, that's overkill. Why the hell do you need that? Really?
what difference are you going to get at 2,000 on a 2,000 watt mod as opposed to a 180 watt mod?
Oh, is your battery door faulty, Michelle?
I'll have a wee look at it, Michelle, when you come over here and see if I can
Yeah,
fix it.
it maybe just needs something. Maybe just needs a wee bit, tightened, maybe.
What about you, Sammy? What have you got coming up?
She was waiting for that. I was just trying to see how long we could get before we...
Ask me.
I'd like to get out the OBS mouth to lung kit up at some point this week. I got 3 juices by Doozy Vape to review. the rest of the AVB liquids line and one more of the Vape Airways.
What's the? I don't know if I seen your Vape Airways one. Did you put one up last week or something?
Hi, Sinner.
Yeah,
Hey, Sinner.
I've done the Valencia Orange and the tobacco, but it's a caramel biscuit tobacco, so the sweetness does take the harshness from the tobacco away, but I don't vape because I enjoy the taste of tobacco, so tobacco for me in a vape just doesn't go.
I'm generally the same, but what I did try was it Brews Bros? That was luckily enough the first one I picked up. Brews Bros Black Reserve. I don't like tobacco flavours at all, but it's not been a focus because fucking Logitech, but that's really nice. Really nice for a tobacco, it's quite sweet.
Yeah, I don't do tobacco vapes.
Generally I don't either, but that's nice.
The one that Vic uses all the time, that Turkish, is probably the nicest tobacco vape I've ever tried, but it's one of those ones that it would be a waste me buying a bottle of that because it would just sit in the corner. I'd maybe only vape on it, you know, every now and again. It wouldn't be worth me investing in that. Nice.
Is the Yalick tobacco just tobacco, or is there anything else within that?
It's like a vanilla caramel tobacco.
Oh, right.
So it is actually. It is a very, very nice tobacco juice. It really is. But because I don't do tobaccos, I wouldn't vape. It wouldn't be an all-day vape for me. It would be, oh, I like that. I do like that.
That's just a new. Somebody just. Oh, you'll like this one, Bunny.
Yes. Oh yes. That's cool. Where are you finding these?
It's just a new follower on Instagram. Vape Shield Shop.
They'll unfollow you in about half an hour.
No, this one it seems.
He's got that app that
I'm the same.
Whenever they do
I
that.
now look at a profile, and if I see that they've got like 11,000 followers, but following 164, I won't even bother following them back. You just know that all they're there for is to get a follow.
Aye. I generally follow back, and then kind of every night I'll use the app and see who's unfollowed, and if they've unfollowed, just block them or whatever.
I like
I don't know about purple's coming up on that or not.
Yeah.
It is.
It is. I like that.
There we go. That describes most of us.
Vaping is my therapy, yes. I have to admit, I have all but cut out nicotine now. I'm primarily vaping zero nic most of the time now.
I've seen
I have my pod kit there with some 20mg nic salts.
So how can you say...
But any other, like when I'm sub-ohming, I don't use nicotine. I have a couple of puffs out of the nic salts in the morning, and that's usually enough. That's all I need.
I don't put any nic into the short fills anymore. When I get the short fills, I've got tons of nicotine in, so I don't add them and just use the wee pods or whatever when I'm needing it.
How long have you been vaping zero nic? Well, no nic, zero juices now?
About 2.5, nearly 3 weeks.
And did
but
you
like I say, I have my wee pod there with the nic salts in it, and like I say, a couple of puffs of that, and that's usually enough to keep me topped up. But when I'm sub-ohming, I don't put nicotine in my liquids anymore because I have so many bottles of liquid here, and that I didn't get nic shots with, because they were samples. So I've just been opening them and vaping them. I haven't bothered going and buying nic shots. And
even though you've got a bottle of bloody nicotine you have a bottle of nicotine in your fridge. There's plenty of PG and VG.
Not anymore. I don't. He has it.
Well, and you've got PG and VG there, and you could have made your own mix on. Folks, for anybody, probably everybody in chat already has subscribed to Chris. I've also put Chris's link in there. He's doing a show tonight with him and Ems, one of the bitches. At 9 o'clock, and they're probably going to, might become a regular
Yes,
thing.
we have to
Cool.
put out the shameless plugs for my wonderful sponsor.
I've not seen Chris and Chris and Em feeding Chris something ridiculous for a while.
They haven't done that in a while.
the food challenge.
Aye.
Oh, you want to giggle? You want to see them, when they're doing one of their gaming streams and it's bomb diffusing?
I wasn't seen that one. I was on the one where they did, what's the name? Cards Against Humanity. It was very close to the bone.
You need to do that again. You need to do Cards.
That was good fun.
I missed that one. You need to do a Cards Against Humanity again.
That is good.
Yeah.
Because it's the online one, it's not the same ones all the time.
I love that game. It's hilariously funny.
In fact, I think the bitches should do a Cards Against Humanity on their Twitch channel tonight before Chris. There you go, Bunny. Get it sorted. Darren, get it sorted. But yeah, the funniest thing ever, and I think Chris needs to go back to doing it again, is Mr. Poundland. I have still mentally disturbed images of Chris undressing and playing with a doll.
That was hilariously funny.
Between that and him dressing up as Christina, there's a disturbing side to Chris, I think.
It was the is it the Nintendo Switch game with the cookery?
Yes.
And you've got to literally multitask to your absolute maximum. And watching
that was
the pair
hilarious.
of them with that is
Yeah,
hilarious.
they burned the kitchen down how many times? Yeah, brilliant.
Or Ems was like, Chris, what's happened to the rice?
But I might be speaking out of turn here, I might not, but I think the vape community as a whole now, even though, because whenever I first sort of came into the vaping community, it was all based around the VUKN. And that's the way it felt to me. Everything was sort of centered around VUKN, and it made it a vape community. But now that everybody sort of broke off and going their own separate ways, I think it's become much more of a community spirit now, where I think everybody's going and supporting everybody else's channels and going in and giving that support directly to those channels, which I think is absolutely fantastic, and I love seeing that. The fact that the bitches were on a stream on Friday night, and there's a thing on Twitch where you can then sort of
Do a raid.
go raid through it.
Yeah, I have to say now, don't get me wrong, I've thoroughly enjoyed my time casting on VUK, and I've met so many fantastic people through that network. But I think for our show, it was the best move we ever made, was going out on our own and not being affiliated with a network. It's definitely worked out better for us. Definitely has. But like I say, I'll always be forever grateful to Vape UK Network for everything that they've done for us, because they gave us our big break, really. So if it hadn't been for them, we wouldn't be where we are now. So.
Hello.
I see my very, very wonderful sponsor. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good.
So now that we have you here, Chris, how about you give us, not just us, but our lovely audience, a little bit more info about your 24-hour, which will be happening next weekend.
Give me 2 seconds to get them on screen first.
Yeah. I can't believe the time has, flown in so quickly.
Time is it?
No, I don't mean today's time. I mean the time to the 24-hour cast, because 3 months ago it was just an idea, and now it's actually here.
Oh, I know.
So smart's already, isn't it? God.
If anybody doesn't recognise the person on the screen, he is. We've already got the Scot. We've already had a Scottish struggling reviewer trying to get him to 52 subs. We've now
poor Vic, I know.
We've now got the English or the Liverpool struggling reviewer trying to get him to 19 subs. So if anybody really wants to subscribe to this very struggling Empire Vape company and get up to 19 subs.
I wish I had 19,000, fucking hell.
What's wrong with get you to 19 subs?
Yeah. No, about last time I checked, I'm about 200 off 13, I think.
You're getting there. In the last 2 years, Chris, you've come on leaps and bounds.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got a good idea for tonight. We just quickly discussed it then. Because
Yeah.
I've got all my things set up now. I mean, this is the stuff this can do now. With Tony's Stream Deck, I'm thinking of going live, like just the whole screen, just me and him. And people want it, press a button, it'll instantly bring up the Switch, and we can play that cooking game, or press another one, the bomb game.
Amazing.
So you and Em's doing that bomb diffusion was absolutely hilarious.
It
I've
was.
got so many arguments.
I know.
How many batteries is there? There's 2 batteries. Oh, hang on, there's 2 on the other side. No, hang on.
Yeah, me and battery safety on that game, it doesn't exist.
So, Chris, what do you have for breakfast? No, what are you vaping on?
Do you know, I did actually have a breakfast, and it caused a massive argument because I was playing, I was on Apex till 5:30 this morning, and I'm off today, so I was like, I can have a lie in. Goes to bed at 5:30 and woke me up at about 9:30 with a McDonald's breakfast. Now, usually I'd be like, oh, thanks very much. I went, thanks. I woke up like an hour later, but it was still warm. I can still eat it, and we're all good now. But yeah, she's amazing for doing that. So, but I've got her to put all the knives and weapons and stuff away now. She's not attacking me anymore.
Yeah, she'll just set Luna onto you instead.
Yeah.
Claws of death.
But no, yeah, it's
We've seen what Luna's like on catnip.
it's come round quick. Actually, we're thinking about this 24-hour thing. It was just, to be fair, it was an idea that was sort of created on the live stream that was just in chat. It wasn't this is happening, this is definitely happening. I was just live, and I said I wouldn't mind trying to do the UK's version of what Ken did last year, because what he did was amazing. To be able to, stay up for that long, and the company he works for, because he didn't have good internet and a good computer, allowed him to use their office. Yeah. And what he did was brilliant, but the reason I wanted to do it for our side, not so that I can just be live for 24 hours going, look what I'm doing, it was Ken's, you couldn't donate from the UK unless you went to the Just Giving page. Now, they take a cut. They actually take a good cut at the end of it. Yeah. And it was locked down, because he had the thing on YouTube where it wouldn't take any fees. He had the beta test of it, so he could just, everything that was donated. YouTube didn't take a penny. I've looked into it, and it was only a thing they were testing, so they haven't actually rolled it out, so I can't use that. But no one from the UK could support it, so I was thinking, if we do it from the UK side, we've got a lot of reviewers, a lot of people who can just cast in general and jump in that suffer from mental health at first, which is what it was going to be about. And then I got the letter from Ryan, who obviously his carer, he died, and then what happened with Tony. So it's a bit of a joint one now, where it's going to be, we're still trying to work out who, because cancer research, through what Em knows, is she's basically said, don't do it for them. It's not going to go 100% to who it needs to be. No, you're basically, this is in chat. You're basically paying for someone's bonus.
Yeah.
Basically, I did a bit of research, Chris, into the cancer research. Out of every £1 donated to cancer research, less than 5p actually goes to research or to things. But something like Friends of Macmillan, or any of those care homes, the ones that sort of help out Tony and everything else, those are probably, looking down those angles.
Yeah, Macmillan or Marie Curie or someone like that, I think would be more deserving.
Well, yeah, that was either going to be somewhere like that, or I mean, I don't think Tony, after speaking to his wife, I don't think he actually went into a hospice. He didn't want to. He stayed at home. He had all his big medical bed at home and everything. Macmillan is good, but it was either a toss-up between that, Em's saying they're all good, or, to be fair, where he went for his treatment, which was Clatterbridge.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that
which then also keeps it local to yourself as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have a look at it. I mean, we haven't got much time left, but the support that it's had, I mean, VapeTube, Mike and the guys over at VapeTube, and with Vaporarm now, because they've got the power to do it, have basically said you can either send a load of money over that we can use to just buy food and buy snacks and stuff, or they will just get a massive delivery sent here that we can put on a big table next to us, put a big VapeTube thing behind it, and then that'll keep us going through the whole stream, and they'll obviously make a donation too.
Yeah.
12 Monkeys are going to sponsor the whole thing, REG distribution. So there'll be tons of 12 Monkeys to give away, t-shirts, things like that. And just general support. They've said they'll pop in and share it around and share it in Canada and things so that it gets worldwide attention. But it was for something to go from I wouldn't mind doing it for what Ken did, to the people getting in touch going, we'll help, we'll do this, I can come on. I mean, Mo, who's going to be doing it with me, he's basically best mates with Bogan. He's got his number and everything, he's just got access to just call him and go, do you want to do this? And he's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So he said it works perfect for him because it being 24 hours, whatever time it rolls round to being on the same time as Australia, he's there.
Yeah.
If it's 24 hours, there's always going to be somebody awake somewhere that's going to be able to join in, isn't there? That's the thing.
Yeah, the only thing I was worried about was the night time, because I can stay awake, but it's not like I'm playing games or anything, it's just sat here going, and chat will slow down, everyone will go to bed, so Bonnie and Gail have said that they don't sleep.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with doing it the 24 hours. That's when we'll probably get most of our American viewers, because with the time, the time difference, them being behind, it'll be the middle of the night for us, but it could be like early evening for them. So
look at Chris Lethal. His time zone's completely different. So when the middle of the night, it'll be good for him. And if you've got some of the bigger American reviewers in, they're going to pull in some of their fans as well. It's going to bring into chat. So I reckon you'll be absolutely fine. I think you'll have chat all night, absolutely no issues, especially if it's a charity thing.
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to do with the donations yet. I mean, the Just Giving page can be set up straight away, but they take a while afterwards to release it, and they also take a massive cut as well.
Mm-hmm.
What about the PayPal?
I think you should just do it through your PayPal, Chris, because
They should do that,
you're one of
the PayPal worked well for Tony's auction.
Well, the good thing with them now as well, because of what I've done with the account now, it's a business platinum verified or something, so there's no limits anymore to hit. I've rang them up and given them all the information. So, I mean, Ken did I think it was nearly $20,000 or something. If we can get that kind of money, it'll never restrict.
But the same about it is, Chris, everybody now trusts you and knows that whatever goes to you through your PayPal ends up where it's meant to end up. And
well, I've kept the receipts, and it's a shame you have to do it, but I mean, I had a message today, I won't name the person, but the message saying I'm about to put the PayPal payment for one of the items as a pullback for fraud because I haven't received it yet. And I was like, I had to order packaging. I ran out of sticky labels from the machine because we've got the Royal Mail one at the shop that prints them out on a laser.
Yeah.
They run out. They're £95 to get more in. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm not to forget that I was posting out auction wins as the restock of EVC came in. So I was being battered with web orders. So they were going out because if they don't go out when people have paid for the postage, then they're entitled to claim the money back. Like the postman was walking in every day. There you go. He's got his.
That is such a gorgeous mod. It really is.
The thing is, when you did that auction, I'm sure you said, Chris, I need to get all the stuff in to post this out. So they were well aware at that point. And it's the same with these guys who are moaning that there was a bit of oil or whatever in their tank. They absolutely knew the circumstances as to how this all went up to the auction anyway.
Well, the thing is, I didn't clean them out because of the messages I was getting. Because I said to them, if you're willing to wait, I'll clean them all out, each one individually. And within 3 days after the auction, it was, where's my price? Where's my price? Like, I was sending them out at the shop where I was running the shop, so I was dealing with customers at the counter, dealing with web orders coming in over the internet and trying to get them packaged up. There was a box turned up the same size as me, full of padded envelopes. That was over £100 worth of like packaging and tape and all the rest of it. I kept the receipts for the flowers, kept the receipts for the transfer to Tony's wife a couple of days ago, because if someone said anything, they'd be like, there you go, look, there it is, I've transferred it to her. And I'm pretty sure if I didn't, she'd be finding some way to post somewhere to say, look, this guy kept all the money, so I would never do that.
I know I did miss you a couple of times, Chris, but it was only because of me going to Edinburgh, just so I knew where it was going to be, type of thing.
Yeah, but we got a chance to Edinburgh.
Yeah, it wasn't the fact of I didn't trust you or anything like that. It was more the fact I knew if it was sent out the week that I was going to Edinburgh, then it would have went down to the sorting office. Then it was going to be a further week after that before I could have got down to get it. So it wasn't back to the Sunday. So it was going to be the following Saturday before I could have went down and actually got it. So that was the only reason. It was I was asking.
Well, I was that package. I mean, Michelle's put it in chat. That package that you got yours sent out to, that arrived with samples in it, and I was like, "There's no other box big enough to put this in." I had to secure it into the box, wrap it up, and make sure it wouldn't open.
The box was a dinner lady box about this size, that, and you've seen the size of you've seen the size of this box to start with.
Yeah.
So that then was inside a huge big dinner lady box.
Yeah, I was ordering stock for the shop, and when that was turning up, it was coming in big cardboard boxes with some little ones in there. So I was like, they're perfect. I can use them to send them out as well, because stuff wouldn't go in envelopes. I didn't want to put, expensive things in just an envelope.
Yeah.
But after that auction finished, I was straight onto the internet. I ordered the envelopes, the tape, the packaging, the new labels for the printer, which have to come from Royal Mail because of our machine. So I was at the mercy of them delivering them. And then people are messaging every 2 seconds. Why hasn't this arrived? This is dirty, that's dirty. I was like, you're the same person that was threatening to open a PayPal dispute case, so clean it yourself.
Yeah.
And Michelle, it was big enough for you to live in.
It's ludicrous that you do have to keep your receipts and postage like that, there's people out there that just don't trust you when you're doing it for such a good cause. And the thing that irritates me as well is when you're doing these charity lives, you've got to have so many moderators because you still get the trolls.
Oh, I was some of the messages I got. I was getting messages saying, you must be made up that Tony's died because you'll be making a few quid for yourself now.
Yeah, that was disgusting. That was absolutely disgusting.
It's cost Chris more money than he would ever have got to start with.
Well, just to give people a rough idea of what's going on at the minute, it's happening tomorrow, but I've left the paperwork in the safe at the shop. It just cost me £30,000 to buy the shop off the last partner. I own it 100% now. So the brand, everything.
I take it you managed to get all that hullabaloo with the bank last week sorted out?
That is in the process of being sorted with the old partner because I can't touch it. But tomorrow morning, because it's there now, but tomorrow morning I'll be giving someone £30,000 for the last remaining shares of Empire. Then it is completely 100% mine. Everything, the juice, the shop, everything, the building the shop's in, I bought it.
You've actually bought the building?
Well, the lease now, after speaking to the landlord, will never be given to anyone else.
Nice.
Because there was a thing in there where he said people come in with a higher offer, he will look at it. Because we've got the big graffiti thing on the wall, he said if you ever want to buy it, the offer's there.
That's good to hear.
That's amazing.
Good.
That's amazing. It is literally your own little empire now.
Yeah. Like the people that were sending messages, and I don't want to be sitting there going, I do this, I do that, but it's like some people that have been sending the messages, when you look through them and find out, don't work in their lives. And I'm doing 60 hours a week just in the shop, coming home trying to find time to spend with Emily, trying to spend time to make the reviews. Now I've got the 24-hour thing coming up, and we're getting into expo season soon, so it's going to cost me money and staff to look after it while I'm away.
Yeah.
Irrespective of the money, though, you still need your own downtime, don't you?
Of course.
It's finding that balance, and with everything that you've got going on, it must be near or impossible.
Sam, we don't need Chris to have downtime, because when Chris doesn't have downtime, Chris drinks more Monster. When Chris drinks more Monster, Chris's videos just get funnier.
That was a strange day, that free match. I watched it back while I was editing it to put it into render, and was just like, there's something wrong there. There's something not right up there.
But Chris, if we were all right in the head, we wouldn't be doing this.
No, I looked back at what I'd had that morning. I'd had a coffee, a bottle of Monster Hydro, a litre of Mountain Dew, and then another Monster.
Fucking hell.
Can't find out you're not.
Tired.
No, I'm just saying there, this week, because I've got a problem with Apex and I'm addicted to it, I've been playing that till 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up for work at 8:30. And then at the shop till 6, 7, home. And then, the camera's set up, yeah. I was going to record today because I've got a real big vlog to make, which it was going to be out last week, but there's something else has come to light now that I'm going to mention about Australia with their new laws they're trying to pass.
Right.
Phil from Conway sent me this 19-page document.
Yeah.
And, my alarm goes off at 8 a.m. I don't get out of bed at 8, but it goes off at 8. He sent me an 18-page document. And Australia now are trying to pass laws to make signs outside shops no taller than 40 mil, which is
4 centimeters.
Yeah. Shutters over juices.
What?
Yeah, the print on the bottle has to be a certain amount of pixels. Like, you know, when you go on Microsoft Word and select the size, it's got to be a certain size. Anything bigger, the whole line can be pulled and destroyed.
That is ridiculous.
And
But the
Michelle,
thing is,
what did I tell you? Sorry.
no, I was going to say, the thing is, Australia and the UK are close. So when we leave the whole European Union thing, you're saying our trading standards aren't going to maybe look at what they're doing worldwide and maybe take a little bit of that as well.
Hmm.
Like, there's
Yeah,
one of them
so
saying that Nick shots might have to be 5 mil now.
5 mil.
Get the fuck.
So it'd take 4 shots to make it a 3 and 100 mil bottle.
Yeah.
Which in turn then creates more plastic waste.
That's what I was just about to say. At the same
Well
time, they're
done.
also complaining about global warming, plastic waste, and all this kind of shit, and then making this move in the other hand. It's just no sense.
It's ridiculous. Why they had to have stupid restrictions on nicotine anyway, I don't know.
Well, they're trying to stop them from importing from the UK now as well. They're trying to put a law into Australia where it's the one homegrown businesses that have got to jump through all these hoops. I mean, how they're going to stop the import thing? Personal use, they're never going to be able to search every parcel. But it just means wholesalers that are sending out tons of nick shots.
Yeah.
It could run into problems. But if it happens, it happens. It's only a framework at the minute. But Conway seems to have access to all these different files and all sorts. So he sent me them over. They're official. But the vlog this week has got that in it. And one of my subscribers actually sent me an email, and it hit home quite a lot. To be fair, it was local to me. There was a car stolen from by where the shop is to the next little sort of place over, and it drove right up to St. Helens and hit a young girl, killed her instantly. But the people that did it are now posting photos from prison on Instagram and tagging the family in them.
Oh, for fuck's
Kidding.
sake.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
So they're like, haha, we're in prison, but look, we've still got phones, we've still got this, we've got that. But it's
That is
huge.
disgusting.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I looked and it was like every Liverpool paper's picked up on it. It's all over the internet. But the family now are they're doing this petition to up the sentence to death by dangerous driving to more.
Yeah, I saw that, Chris, and
Smother.
I saw it was up by you. I know that area of Liverpool a wee bit.
If you steal a car and fucking kill somebody with it, to me that is murder.
It's murder.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, he was.
I tell you, see, for them wee sprouts, there's a special place in hell reserved just for them.
Yep. He was doing 80 mile an hour in a 30 stolen car.
Then that's murder.
It's murder. Aye. It's not even manslaughter, it's fucking murder.
You can't even call it.
And drive at
Yeah.
that speed.
Yeah, you can't even call that death by dangerous driving.
No.
That is out and out murder. If you're going to be stupid enough to A, steal a car, B, drive it at 80 mile an hour in a 30 zone, of course you're going to run into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it was the time he stole it and the time she was hit was just as all the major schools in the area were emptying out. It was 3:10, so there was kids everywhere. But
Yeah, so they could have potentially killed more than one child that day.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just reading from what the family have said and what obviously was said in the court case, because at first I replied back saying if this is an ongoing thing, you can't talk about it. But it's being done and he's in prison and stuff now, so it's fine. But they actually said in the court case that they didn't see the person they hit, and when they got out of the car, there was no body, but they couldn't get out of the driver's side door because as they hit it hit a lamppost and bent the car. So they had to get out the other door, and they could not have seen her dying because they hit her nan as well, but her nan didn't die.
Jesus. That's just...
But it come through from a subscriber, like a big email, so...
There's a special place in hell
Absolutely.
for bastards like that, and I hope if I end up dead and I go to hell, I hope I encounter them too, because I'm going to make their lives a misery.
How did you get on, Chris, with the two wee cunts that stole from the shop as well?
The police just aren't bothered.
It's bullshit, isn't
I
it?
rang...
There's no deterrent.
When it first happened and stuff, I went into the back and checked the CCTV to verify, because I had suspicions, because what they were doing is they came in as a pair, and you could tell they didn't want to buy anything. One of them was just looking on the cabinets, while the other one was at the side of the shop, so trying to keep an eye on both of them was... and we've got like a little bargain box the other side of the counter. What the hell is that?
That's an ice cream van.
It sounds like a kid's just gone for his first trombone lesson.
It's you know the that's my 18 bands tune.
Played by a gang of AIDS-ridden cats. There was so the pair of them came in, and where we've got the little bargain box, which is the other side of the counter, away from all of the juice shells and stuff. It's filled with bottles that either aren't being made anymore, or we're not ordering them in because they didn't sell for a while. So we just put them out for £2, and the 60ml short fills are £10. And they were picking them up, looking around them, putting them back in the box. Now, you've probably seen the CCTV, but what he was doing was he was picking them up, and he had like a baggy sleeve, so his sleeve was down here, and he kept on doing this as if his sleeves are too long. And what he was doing was looking at the bottles and then going up his sleeve, so there was loads of bottles by his elbow. So I got the CCTV. Our dodgy ice cream one will be around soon. That only sells drugs with a flake in it. This ice cream van comes round about 10:30 at night with no lights on, with a dodgy red light in the inside of it. Stops at one house and then disappears forever. The same house every single night.
So
pulled the CCTV, tried to ring, is it 101, the non-emergency number, and it was like, our calls are very busy at the moment. Basically, we don't give a fuck. So I was like, no, don't care. I said when they come through, I apologise, but I need to speak to the police. It's just happened about 20 minutes ago. These kids have been in. We're threatening to pull a knife out. We're threatening to rob the shop. They've robbed actual stock. I've got the CCTV. She went, okay, because you've mentioned the weapon, although you didn't see one, we'll put it as a priority. We'll get a car out to you in the next 15, 20 minutes. How long are you going to be? So I was like, well, I'm meant to be, because I was meeting Emily after work for 8 o'clock, because I normally shut at 7, so I can stay till 8. This is about 6:30. So they were like, yeah, okay. Didn't turn up. Got a missed call, because I was out with Emma. We were in a bar, so I didn't have my phone. Missed call about 5 to 11. The next day, some guy from their CID department rang and said, well, we're not going to be treating this as a priority now, because you shut the shop. We don't see it as a high-value crime, and they only took about £15 worth of stuff, so it's quite frankly not worth our time.
Yeah, he threatened to pull a knife on you.
The thing is, I had crystal clear 1080p HD CCTV with their faces. I mean, the photos you've probably seen with my phone taking a photo of the screen, but once you still see them. Well, once you print it out or download it and watch it on the screen, it's like us now. It's crystal clear. I said, look, these guys, you could easily get them with what I've got. I've got the video of them robbing it. I've got 2 clear facial shots of the pair of them at the counter. So with that, they're like, okay, we'll note that down. And it was about 2 days ago now. They rang back and said that the same day there was a co-op shop, rang the police. 2 people matching the same description. Off license, 2 people matching the same description. If we can get the CCTV from all of you now, we've got a good chance of catching them. Oh, so now they're bothered.
Aye.
Yeah, because the likes of Co-op and, someone else got robbed.
Aye.
All they're after nowadays is for the crime, that if they solve it, you can go to the local paper and be like, look what we did. Yeah, it's called your job.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Chris, because of your training and that...
We have stopped 50 drivers this week doing 32 and a 30.
If you had made any move in them cases, you would have got into a ton of shit.
Yeah.
For it. Despite him saying he's got a knife, if you kicked the absolute hell out of him, you would have been done for GBH.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Well, do you know what? Funny enough, when the guy rang back and said about the CCTV, I got some proper advice from the police about that kind of thing. If it's in your house and someone breaks into your house and there's no escape, that's your last resort, then reasonable force is okay. If it's in a retail or public premises and place that you do it, you're not to do anything. You're to let them take it. That's what insurance is for. And you're to ring the police at your next available time you can do it.
And this reasonable force thing, it's bullshit. Like, we do violence and aggression because of where I work quite regular. You'll be the same, Sam. But reasonable force is not... There's no definition as to what reasonable force is. So every court will have a different kind of expectation as to what you can do for reasonable force. So it's absolute crap. Look at the guy who it was a farmer in the 90s who these kids broke into his house, they were robbing it, and he let a shotgun off at them, and he was put in prison for murder for that.
Yeah.
For someone breaking into his fucking house.
Yeah, because they successfully argued the fact that because one of them was shot in the back,
He was running.
Yep, that he was no longer seen as a threat.
I mean, this was an old man. It wasn't like a young man or anything.
But that man, in my opinion, was so unfairly treated. Because your
There was
home
a
is
guy
supposed to be
in
a
Ballymena.
place that you feel safe. You're not supposed to be under threat from anybody. And yeah, I don't give a shit if it's excessive force. If anybody comes into my house that I haven't invited, they're not going to be in a pretty state when they leave it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I think
There's a
that's
guy
where
in-
the states have got it right.
A guy in Ballymena broke into a house, cut his arm on the broken window as he was climbing in to the house.
And
So his
successfully
blood
sued
was
the
left. His
homeowner.
blood was left all over the house, and he sued the house owner for cutting his arm on the broken window, and actually won the case.
Yep.
What?
I heard of another one a few years back. This a woman in England was out at work. She had washed her breakfast dishes and left them on the rack because she was pushed for time. She didn't have time to dry the dishes, and she went out to work. Somebody broke into her house. They climbed in the kitchen window and they slipped. And because there was a kitchen knife in the drainer, they slipped. And when they put their hand out, the knife cut them on the hand. That woman was actually successfully arrested and charged with possession of an offensive weapon, even though she was A, not in the house at the time, B, it was a bog standard kitchen knife which everybody in the country owns, and C, the woman was a chef. So of course she's going to have a knife in her house, but no, you completely glossed over the fact that this wee scrope broke into her house in the first place. He didn't get charged with breaking and entering, but she got charged with possession of an offensive weapon.
And there's Andy there as well saying he's right. The farmer that was charged with that was robbed 3 times before that incident. So can you blame the man for having a shotgun next to his bed and want to fucking blow the arse off these wee scroats?
No, I don't blame them.
3 times this old man was robbed. Absolutely thinking.
That's the only thing I agree with the Americans being able to have weapons, but it's gone crazy with it. But,
Aye.
I mean, if I was in America.
I had 2 incidents with weapons. One I was staying over. There was in the duty yard, my own personal protection weapon, and I was staying over at a friend's house, and I was lying in bed and the weapon under my pillows and normally doing everything else, and I heard this glass breaking. So edges out of the house, and as I always said to my mate, I says, if any of you get up in the night, leave your bedroom door slightly ajar so I know it's yous, type of thing. So I got up, all the bedroom doors were closed, and as I got to the top of the stairs, I could hear this creaking coming up the stairs. And as this person got to the top of the stairs, I just put the gun to the temple, and they froze. They shit themselves. They literally did, and I mean physically shit themselves. But he tried to get me done, but that got thrown out. And the second one was up in Portrush, which is a little holiday resort in Ballymena, or not Ballymena, in Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
And I was standing there, coming down. Whenever I smoked. As I come down the steps, you know the Arcadia bunny? So it was quite dimly lit. And as I get down to the bottom, I was lighting a cigarette, and so this guy talked to me, he goes, you got a light? So I pulled out a Zippo lighter at the time, and went to give him a light, and he actually took it out of my hand, and he says, oh, and I'll take the wallet too, and he had a knife. So I said, right, I'll just get my wallet, so I put my hand in like this. brought out the Glock, which is all plastic, apart from the barrel and the firing pin, and went like that. And he took about 3 steps backwards, and he looked at it and he goes, "Oh, it's plastic." So I just lifted it above their heads, let one round off, and came back. As soon as I got back down to there again, they had scarped it.
Are we going to be careful with that though, because it's discharging a weapon without?
I had to spend the next 5 hours in Portrush police station justifying why I let a round off.
Yeah.
I said, well, if you watch the CCTV camera footage, you'll see the guy had a knife, my life was threatened, and my back was to a wall, so I couldn't run. So it was fine. Alright, hop across the knuckles for it, but hey ho.
Oh no, because I know Emily might have a chance to go to America one day or anything. If she ever does, and I can get citizenship, I don't care. I'm having an armory. The first thing I'll be doing, right? American passports. 1 Desert Eagle, please.
Yeah, bloody right.
Out at Walmart as well.
Yeah, go for your weekly shop, buy some rounds.
Yeah, big gun, thank you.
Loaf of bread, Creative Monster, Creative Rounds,
Good job with that.
M16.
You could make like a shop vlog, just be like walking around, yeah, need some of that Monster, yeah. Oh, a 12 gauge. Just like...
Could you just imagine your Poundland shop then video?
But you know what? And that M's in chat. We need to do more with that channel because I checked it. Funny enough, a couple of days ago, you get emails now from YouTube saying your month in review for new channels or whatever. There's like 335 subscribers over there, so we need to do more.
I said that earlier. I'm missing the feeding you random stuff.
She's evil.
Yeah, you've got more subscribers in your funny channel. I've got my normal channel.
I think she needs to feed you the is it Sauerstrom or something it's called? The fish in the can.
Oh, we were going to do that, but outside.
Oh, aye, it's an outside job. Fucking
Oh, so
absolutely.
that's Strumman.
Strong, that's it. Aye.
Well, Dino and Mark were going to do it one time for the UK Vape Show for charity and film themselves do it and then put the video to watch, but they couldn't get it because it was out of season.
Alright.
Yeah,
Is it a summer thing?
they're going to have to wait till the summer to do that one.
Or since we're
The
talking about
really,
Australia,
really
the
stinky fish on a
fermented-
really
the
warm
fermented
day.
egg.
Lovely.
Oh no, I've seen that guy. We've seen the video with the going round of the black guy that does that chip challenge and he says everything's hot, I'm African, and then nearly dies.
No?
Yeah, he's like this. He's quite well built black guy with it in the kitchen with his family, and he gets this. Is it called the Packy chip or something? A Packy chip or whatever it is. And it's one looks like a Dorito.
It comes
in a box. And he goes, they're saying it's hot, but I'm from Africa. I'm African. Everything's hot, and he eats the whole thing straight away. And after about 30 seconds, he's like pouring with sweat. He's nearly dying, and he's vegan. And his family are trying to give him stuff to calm it. He can't have milk. Milk and cream and stuff, and he can't give him anything to calm him down.
Brilliant.
It's his own fault for being a vegan, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can do spicy stuff to a point, but I can't do really hot. That's me dad. He eats just stupid stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm the same. I quite like spicy food, but not the kind of spicy that makes you melt into your shoes.
Yeah. No, he imported, is it Buchaloki chilies or Buchalokia chilies or whatever they are? And they're like the third hottest chili or something in the world. And it says on the pack, put a quarter of one pepper in a curry. You put 3 peppers in it.
Oh my god.
And ate the whole thing. He doesn't have a line.
Wow.
It doesn't have taste buds either, it sounds it.
No.
Yeah, he's crazy. He was thinking about jumping onto the 24-hour stream thing for like half an hour or coming around, but you think I'm bad.
Your dad?
Yeah, you think I'm bad, he's worse.
I've seen some of the comments your dad leaves, and your dad used to do a lot of the like funny voiceover videos and stuff. I'd seen a few of those that you'd shared on Facebook, and oh my god, he just cracked me up.
Well, he's got his own, do you know that Mad Lips thing, the app where you can overdub videos?
Yeah.
He's got his own channel on that app, and he keeps sending me some of the things he's coming out with.
I know, your dad just cracks me up, he does, he's brilliant.
I was traumatised as a kid. He'd take me to school, and we had to go down the motorway to get to my school from where I used to live with my mum and dad, and he'd be there in his van doing 70. He'd take his seatbelt off and go, it's bad enough, I'm getting out, and just open the door. Close the door and go, change your mind, and just carry on driving.
Wow.
He's crazy.
Your dad will keep you awake.
Well, before, like, the channel that is now mine was the vape stuff. Because people have said a couple of times on Social Blade, did you try it once before and then move on to something else? And I was like, yeah, because my dad did Scouse weather forecast. And it got to 468,000 views.
Wow.
But then I took them all off because this channel had, I think it was like 70 subscribers, so people would get some kind of notification when it wasn't just a brand new channel. I could monetize from day one from back then and stuff, so I just put it up. But yeah, people have robbed that video and it's still going around, but that's where I get it from, because he said download the weather forecast. I'm like, why? Just download one. So I got the full BBC weather forecast, which was like 7.5 minutes long or something.
Yeah.
Muted it and pressed record, and he just did it and then stopped.
Brilliant.
Well, it was hilarious, that.
That's where you get your sense of humour from then, is it?
Oh, well, it's definitely not from my mum. If you go to a family party, my mum's side are all just like, it's like just looking at concrete flags, and then my dad's side are all pranking each other and doing
Typical Scouse.
Yeah, it's one extreme or the other, isn't it?
Yeah, he's definitely got issues. That's some of the things he comes out with and says and does. I actually need to let Emily listen to it still. There's something around here somewhere from when he was younger. He bought one of them things a couple of months back where you could put a tape cassette to CD. Like it plays. Him and his mate have got, it's just called The Tape, it's wrote on it, a full 2 side of tape of just random shit non-stop, and then you press stop.
For the younger ones in chat and then maybe on chat and else, a tape was pre-runner to the CD. You used to have little things, and you get a pencil to rewind it and tighten it and everything else.
Oh yeah.
I've got back into
you never went too far without your HB pencil, did you? Whenever
No.
you had
I think
cassette tape.
someone like Lena probably would never know what a tape is or know the hassles. Know the hassles of sitting there listening to the top 40 on Radio 1 with the pause and the play and record button.
You give me this.
The pause button before the DJ starts to speak.
This was through the front door one day, and I was like, what the hell? Opens it, and it's just a CD.
John Paul, the tape. Oh my god.
I've listened to some of it, and it's just random noise, and then his mate just comes from nowhere and says, didn't I buy you a bloody nice car and you didn't know how to drive it? It makes no sense.
Sorry,
Phil, what's
Love
this
you, really.
archaic technology you're talking about?
Well, I've just started collecting vinyl,
Yeah,
Vinyl's
vinyl's
making a
making a
big comeback.
comeback.
Big time.
because all of the bands and stuff we've been to see lately, they've got vinyls out. Like I got to meet 3 of them at the last gig he went to, and I bought the vinyl and they've signed it, but the other 2 are a bit shy and wouldn't come out of the dressing room, so I'm short on 2, but bought me a really cool vinyl player for Christmas with the speakers and everything, so I can play them now.
You know why they wouldn't come out of the dressing room, Chris? Because some of them had wired them off that you've been drinking Monster.
Oh no, it was on my birthday. Took me to Turtle Bay and bought me a tasting board of overproofed rums, so I was rather drunk, and then started drinking the big 2-pint cups in the O2 Academy of beer.
Nice.
I don't know if this will show up, but my mate's just bought the Enter Shikari vinyls, Chris. That would probably be appealing to you.
Oh, nice.
Signed and everything.
Is that a signed set list or a signed lyric sheet?
I think it's a signed set list.
Emily would love that. That's
Nice.
cool.
I'm not scared to admit this, but I used to have a Bros album.
See you later, TC.
See you later, TC.
See ya.
I used to have a Bros album. On one side, it was the breakdown of all the lyrics, of everything, the way they record it in the studio, all the bits, and then the other side was it all put together. And I ended up selling that when I moved to Liverpool. I ended up selling it for, I think it was about 350 quid.
Did you used to live in Liverpool, yeah?
Yeah. Sure,
Cool.
Yeah, he was in Liverpool for a long time.
I used to run the Royal Arms up by Weavertree.
Royal Arms, whereabout was that?
Do you know where the Quick Save was? Top of Weavertree Road.
I know Wavertree Road. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Royal Arms used to be there, and the weighing machine used to be in the other corner.
Yeah.
Royal Arms is still there as the Royal Arms. I took Bunny up and showed it. It's only around the corner from your shop, basically.
Down the road from the big Taskers.
Yeah.
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 I used to run it, and then I used to run the Coronation down in Chilwell.
Don't know that one. I
Have
know
you gone to
Chilwell.
Have you gone to the Five Ways?
Yeah.
If you go down from your right down Edge Lane over the Five Ways, the Coronation used to be on the left hand side with a bowling green. It's knocked down now. We used to have a bowling green there on the left hand side.
Andy's found it, yeah. He's done a weather forecast, and you know when like they have like the pressure arrows and stuff coming over in like the wind direction.
Yeah.
My dad took that as, and on Tuesday Denmark will be firing arrows over. Don't get one of them in your head because it'll hurt like fuck. Just like, and then something about on Thursday we're firing them back. It's just like, well yeah, because it's always snowing.
I'm gonna have to search for that and see if I can find it.
Andy's found it because he said because it's snowing in Scotland, it looks like Scotland's got a big white hat on it. It's just ridiculous.
Andy, fire me the link for that on Facebook, mate.
Yeah,
I want to
someone
have a
robbed
watch
it.
of that.
I think I
got
found it. I'll need to watch it.
I don't know if you guys ever did it, but when I used to buy little brand new albums on cassette tape, the inlay card was full of the minuscule script of the lyrics, and it was tiny. There's no way I'd be able to read it now. And like you try and like read all the learn all the
All the words.
learn all the words and the lyrics off. Yeah.
Do you remember Smash Hits magazine?
All out and out and out.
Remember Smash Hits magazine? I used to love buying that every week because they always had the song lyrics, you know, from like the top 40 hits in there. They always had them, so it was great buying that.
Yeah, quality.
Oh, Paul, you just reviewed Pink Grenade, didn't you?
Aye, no.
You need to try that.
Oh, that's the limited edition one, isn't it?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
That's the one that Michelle was like. Michelle tortured me for 3 weeks, going, I don't know if I like this. But every time he's seen her, she was vaping it. Because I don't ever like this.
Well, they finally got back in touch after it was hilarious. Emily went on the bitches the other week, and she said, "What are you vaping on?" And she did that. The actual owner of the company rang the shop the other day and said, "I was watching a replay of a show on Twitch where basically Emily, your missus, said, I'm not showing who the bottle's by, not telling who the company is, because we haven't sent you anything, because me and Em are sponsored by them." And I was like,
Andy.
"Yeah, you didn't send anything over. She's not happy." So he said, "All I can do is apologise." And then this turned up.
Huge fucking box.
They sent this.
Lovely.
Bloody hell.
Happy Em then.
So now you can actually mention them now.
Yeah.
You're a squirter.
That black stuff though is stunning.
This is payday on Wednesday for me, so I'm going to order some of their flavours in. I used to use smoking vapes, but obviously that's not going to happen now, so I'll need to get someone else. I need to order them for someone else, so I'm going to get the some of their range, and I still need to get the rest of your EVC stuff as well. But
Well, if you suddenly turn into a female, go back to smoking vapes, you might get a discount. But
I've got tits. I've got tits I can get out, so
I've got my own stuff on the go at the minute.
I've got about 10 mils if I'm lucky.
That's what we said at the very start of the show, Chris. It was bloody an EVC sponsored show. 'Cause
I've got one more to try, and that's the Tickle Pink.
This one hasn't got it on it, but I know the new labels has got a typo on it. It says MWA vape code, and the P's and O. But it's not on this bottle. It's on the new ones.
Bill says he needs coils. Where can he get some?
Chris Grimes or Micra. Or there's another one that was Small Man Coils.
I've got another bottle here, so you can send this up to her. This has got no nicotine in it. Yeah, I've got them all over the place.
Chris, do you make juice or something?
I've got bottles of my own stuff everywhere because I've got a thing lately. I don't know what it is. I'll open a bottle, have about 20 ml, and then bring another one home. Like, I need to just vape it.
Do you have a shop or something as well?
Yeah, and the best batteries ever too.
Galoshes.
Galoshes.
Yeah.
Galoshes.
They'll be in the next Batman film, not the Batman film. They'll be in the next James Bond film, won't they?
Yeah, the electric car driven by Galoshe batteries.
Yeah.
The only batteries you use.
I had words with Enovac the other day over that review. I messaged him and was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "Why?" So I sent them a huge message, and they replied with, "But we're sorry with this, with that. We weren't aware of the situation and stuff." And I was like, "You know, there's good reviewers in the UK there. I mean, Mark didn't get one. It was like Mark would have done you a review on that, and you sent one to him instead." Yeah, Em's Lux has just destroyed batteries and destroyed itself. Vic sent it is one down, so it's working again now. But the Lux she had the other day, we come back, it was completely dead, wouldn't turn on, and the Galisi batteries won't go over a volt in charge now. They're completely dead.
Bloody hell.
They're seriously low.
That's no good.
My Galoshes are. Building from 5 AM to 3 PM. Can't be bothered to build for myself.
But literally and everything. I've got that's a 21-700. I've got the 18s and the Crown.
The only batteries I've ever got given to me, and I haven't even got. I haven't even got them up here, have I? No, I haven't.
Yeah, you got them ones at the
Expo.
October Expo, didn't you?
Yeah, AW.
For how long they last, I reckon they've got to be probably LG HD2 rewraps or something like that.
What are the monocells like? Are they worth?
Good.
Yeah.
They're not a rewrap of anything. They've been made by the story behind Mollicell. Do you know Dyson cordless Hoovers?
Yeah.
They've got a block of batteries inside them. Now, they can't be used, obviously, in mods because they're lower amperage and stuff, but the battery company that was started to make the batteries for Dysons were called Mollicell, and then they got onto the whole vape world and they started making 18 650s and 20 and 21 700s for mods. so that's their own battery. They're brilliant.
If you're going to buy some, Sam, if you go to Fogstar on a Friday, they do Fogstar Fridays, and you quite often get money off them.
Yeah, I could eat if you want. We'll get something in a minute.
I could eat as well.
Yeah, I've ordered from Fogstar on a Friday before, and also 18650 batteries, is it?
Just stay away from next day batteries if they're still around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He is still knocking
about.
about. He's got a couple of different names at the minute.
Is he still knocking about?
Yeah. I would avoid them like the flag. If anybody asks me where to go to get batteries, I usually always point them to Fogstar.
Yeah.
Fogstar on a Friday.
Oh, Bill, while Bill's in chat, 2 gold ones. I'm about to invoice the people for them. They want 2 gold Empire 18650s.
Yeah,
That's the thing, folks,
that's the thing. The mods. Those are amazing.
Have you got a price on, Chris?
Yeah, because of the cost. I mean, I'm not making that much on them, to be fair. They're going to be 150 for the 18650 edition. I might do a thing for patrons for the first one of the ones I get in, where you can get like maybe a tenner off it or something like that. The 18650s 150, the 20 and 21 700s, because they'll take the same battery with the adapters, are going to be 180.
See, to be fair, to the amount of work that goes into them, that is not expensive. That is not expensive at all.
It's going to hit harder than a Hexo.
They look amazing, and in my opinion, worth every penny.
Aye, that's not expensive for a model like that.
Like, that's the base for quite a lot of them.
He's managed to get them laser engraved as well.
Yeah.
M's purple one's really nice.
That's gorgeous.
I'm buying her a new one of them because of the font on the side. She's going to have that one as well, but the actual font on the side, I wanted her Lena cookie to be in like swirly, like her signature sort of thing. So
Yeah.
well, yeah, the serial for that's 00. There's literally one. That's it.
Michelle, just for you.
No, the Team Tony one he's made already is amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
They are. I'm actually loving watching the builds progress on them. You know, the updates and the photos of them being made. And actually,
it's cool that we can do that because you can show people how they're getting along and stuff. You don't get that from most companies.
No. And the thing about it is, every single one of them is slightly different because they're handmade. You know, you couldn't take 2 of them, put them together, and say, right, these are exactly the same, because depending on how he puts the solder in, depending on what he does, every single one of them is individual and unique.
Oh, wow, I forgot to say as well, Roy, because you've got one of them. We're going to be doing a thing soon with VapeTube. Mike's got 5 of the new design logo hats that he's going to be doing a giveaway with. One of them will be signed.
Awesome. See what I started now? See what I started?
Mike rang me the other day, was like, I'm getting 300, sign them all. I'm like, no. I'm not doing 300.
No, it does. It needs to be kept. It does. I totally agree with you, Chris. It needs to be kept at an absolute minimum of the signed one, because then it keeps the exclusivity up. I'm only saying that because I've got one with you signed. But that day was just, your face was an absolute picture. I don't think I've ever seen your face just as shocked in my life when all the hands went up. You know,
I didn't think in a million years that would happen.
But do you know that story, Pud?
I don't know.
At the Vapor Lifestyle Expo, Mike had giveaway bags for VapeTube, and he goes, I'm not going up on stage, I'll go up on stage, come on. So there's me and Jules. Who else? Was it you, Bonnie, or who else was it come up on stage? There was 3 of us on stage.
No, I wasn't up on stage. I was going to, but when we were stood waiting to go up, it was too close to the speakers for me, and I had a migraine. I ended up having to go and sit outside for a bit.
So there was this whole dilemma of going up and down, you know, trying to get us up on the stage to do this giveaway. And so I just walked up to Chris and I says, here, Chris, give me these hats. Have you got a pen? Because I always know Chris carries a pen with him. And he goes, why? I said, sign this hat. He goes, I'm not signing it. I was like, Chris, just bloody sign it. No, I'm not signing it. Chris, just sign the bloody hat. So he signs it. And he goes, what are you going to do with that? And he says, you'll say I'm going to give it away. He says, nobody will want it. Chris was going, nobody will want that. Nobody will want it. I've ruined it. I've ruined the hat. So I get up on the stage and we've got this giveaways to give away and everything else. I've got this one hat, this one special hat that's been signed by Mr. Chris Empire Vape Company, who's standing back there, who wants it. Before that, there was a couple of hands went up and they would have held up a hat to give away. There was maybe 6 or 7 hands. And as soon as I said it's signed by Chris Empire Vape Company, 200 people in front of me all go, hey,
Yeah, Andy, you're 100% correct. He has a big tart.
Yeah.
There was a couple of people that came over that said hey and stuff at the show, so I didn't want to. See, the thing for me, it was, I still, even now, don't look at it like you see the expo and you've got Bogan walking around on 200,000 plus whatever he's on now. You've got Mike Vapes and all that kind of guys and stuff. And I didn't want it to see it, oh, it's Manchester. I didn't want people to turn around and go, who the fuck is he? You know, why is he doing this? I was sort of like, oh, okay, I'll do the one of them. And then when that happened, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Are they going to be doing the Manchester Expo again? Is that going to be an annual thing now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You want to see what's happening for Expo because of Vape around. Oh, it's dead centre, big massive bus, massive stand.
That's a thing, Chris. Have you any idea what's happening about press passes this year? Who do we email to get those?
Apparently, I haven't heard anything myself, but I did speak to Jay and his partner or whatever it was on the last day of Expo. You know what they're like with the press passes, it's always left till last minute. I don't know if they've done it or not, but this year, because of the amount of reviewers pretending to be reviewers asking for press passes, it's going to be an application form. But yous will all get one because they want, from what I've heard, proof of either YouTube channel or proof of somewhere you do something in the industry. So you've got your Twitch.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but we have the Twitch, we have the proven previous YouTube for the UKN and stuff, and then not only that, me and Roy have the Vape Lounge here, so we've got 3 possible outlets, and because
I said to them what he is going to do, and I think this was going back to the last day of the last Expo, just coming from Jay. What he said was the price of the full price ticket for the weekend is like 30 quid or something, is it?
Well, if you're getting for the 3 days, it's 60 quid.
What they said, I mean, I hate being like this, but I mean, I said to him, I was like, what's this about applying for a press pass? And he went, well, it's not like you're not going to get one the minute you put your channel in. I was like, yeah, but everyone else, I think what they're going to do is, because everyone does, and it's annoying, I think that by numbers, they're going to knock prices off to a point where at a certain point, it's just free and you get one anyway, you get gifted one. But I'll have to speak to him again because I don't think it's really fair if you're a reviewer, no matter what your numbers are. If you should be getting either a yes or a no, not a drop down, whatever it is. But
I was going to me with my 283 subscribers, they look at me and go.
I think what it might happen is it might cause them problems because if they start doing things like that and pissing reviewers off, no matter how small they are, if they make a video and someone gets it and runs with it, and so it could damage them. But I just said to him, what's the whole thing about the application thing, because he said the reason behind it all, it's not because of so many reviewers getting press passes, it's the whole reviewers, the people walking in saying here's a business card and that they've got no intention of reviewing it, they don't have a channel.
Just trying to get free shit.
But you always can tell.
Oh yeah, well, of course you'll get them in. I can sort that dead easy.
You can always tell though whenever Expo's coming up, because you get a big influx of people so-called putting up maybe 2 videos and call themselves a reviewer about 2 months before Expo.
Yeah.
But that was the thing, working being at the Vape Tube stand at the Manchester Expo, it was so hilarious just watching the free shit hunters. It was so hilarious. You could see, because we had all the bags sitting up in the corner, you could just see them all walking past, not taking interest in any of the stand until they get to the bit where the bags were, and then their eyes lit up and they just sort of hovered around the end of the stand, watching it and watching it and watching it. And then go, what's the bags for? Obviously, if you signed up for a Vape TV account.
Hey Phil, there's always ways and means around it, but I mean, Emily's my +1 every year anyway, so you're not a problem, and I'm pretty sure if anyone wasn't let in for some reason, it'd take one walk over to Vape Around and be like, tickets, just go straight over and give them to you anyway. So but I know VapeTube and Mike and things, we were already talking to them about getting so many ones, because they were talking, there's 2 different things going around. There's 3 actually. There's press and standard that they were either going to do, and the press and the standard and the VIP. They're either going to be doing coloured, so it would be black or whatever it is, standard public member, different colour for reviewer, different colour for company, different colour for promoter, things like that. or one of them is just a VIP or standard, and the VIP one will be, you know.
Exactly.
Chris, she's not your +1 anymore.
Fine. That means I can go in on my own, and I might maybe get a sale done before Emily turns up and goes, "It's shit." No, I the other day, I don't know if any of you will have got the emails, but a couple of people sent me screenshots of their emails coming to the shops, and it was from ADV with Medusa on the distro.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got the email from ABD.
I know it's selling already to shops, but it was just one of them things I seen. I got the photos of it all boxed up, ready to go. And when they received it, I was just like, oh, I was like shitting myself for the fact that they'd bought all that and no one bought it, but it is selling.
Good.
So it's going to have its own standard expo, so I'm being told I've got to go over and do the whole photo opportunities and stuff every now and again, and it'll be in Vape around the following month as a write-up, so.
Nice.
Hey.
Brought to you by the creator of Empire Vape Co.
See, that email in itself and the fact that it's distroed is just a massive fuck you to everyone who said it wouldn't go anywhere.
I know, right? That's brilliant.
Distributed by the media partners of Expo as well.
I love that picture, by the way.
I didn't even do that, they did that themselves.
It's very well done.
I had to send them the logos.
There we go. We'll get the number on screen. Well,
Yeah, there's we've been in talks to what we're going to do at Expo. Is I don't know if it's just for companies or it'll be for giveaways in general. I'll take as much as I can take myself, as I always do, because on Friday I know they'll be doing just wholesale and B2B and all that with it. But if anyone wants any, I'll take it, and it'll obviously be, I do my own Expo prices.
Yes, Michelle, you really do need to try the salted caramel custard. It is amazing.
But no, I think what we're going to do is there's going to be a couple of t-shirts given to them. So if people buy like a lot, they'll get a t-shirt, and they've even said we'll pay for them, but we'll get a couple of Empire snapbacks done, sign a couple of them, and for anyone who they might have to do a raffle, or if someone buys a ton of it, they'll get one of them as well.
Right.
It's
Guys,
crazy
I'd love
though.
to shoot
not a problem.
Your son.
and leave you guys to it. I'd love to stay, but I've got
Well, we've
tea
already
to
been
cook.
on an extra hour, so.
Take care, son.
Yeah,
Take
well,
care,
thanks for
Sam.
having me on.
You're
Not a
very
problem.
welcome
Anytime, you're very welcome. Anytime you want to come on, just drop me a note.
Thanks, guys. Have
Take
a
it
good
easy.
afternoon.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that was an interesting phone call when it was Paul, the owner of Vaporhound, just rang up and said to us, "How do we get this juice?" Well, what do you mean? He went, "How do we get this juice?" I went, "It's on the website." He went, "No, how do we get this juice?" And he was like going around like beating around the bush and stuff, and I was like, "What?" He goes, "We want to distro it." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck off, whatever." And he goes, "No," and the orders that they've put in already, it's like 5,000 of each bottle.
That's what you want, though. Just as a big fuck you to everybody in it, that's it.
But it's the same thing as what I was saying to Roy before. You look at every other reviewer that's released a juice line that's got a distribution network set up. They've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I'm only little in the grand scheme of things when you look at the big guys.
Chris. Jump sauce?
Well, apart from that.
Oh, good God. That's just...
Do you know when they mixed that? I think they must have ran in and went, they'll all do, because none of the flavours go.
I looked at the flavours and I'm like, what?
Yeah, what the hell?
And it's just none of it would have sort of drive my enthusiasm to want to. And like I know, Chris, I tried your custard at the shop, the normal custard at the shop that day, and it's got a hell of a lot to live up to because my favourite custard range is Titanic's Captain's Custard.
Yeah.
And so it is a damn good custard. So that's I have that always that in my head, and James put a hell of a lot of effort into getting that right. Done the same as yourself, which is like he's actually sat and mixed them. He was mixing them himself to get the flavors.
Yeah, to get it right.
That cost, I mean, That's one thing I was guilty of when we first started the shop. I was not so much running before I could walk, but I was like, right, the channel's up, I think it was like 3,000 or something. Let's get making a juice. Let's start designing hardware, because I've got countless designs ready to go, and a company will actually take it. But the first custard that came in, I took one smell of it and went no, because most people that come into a shop first will go and they'll smell the bottle first, so the smell had to be good as well. But I think Dead Man's Arm is version 32. Killer Custard's about 48. Tickle Pink was quite easy to nail because the strawberries and stuff weren't. Michelle, I can get them out tomorrow. I'm clear now. But this has been tweaked 4 times since it came out. A couple of people reviewed it. A couple of influential people who have tried it, who've got shops coming and said it needs this, it needs that. So we upped the strawberry jam in it, then added the seeds. So it's got an actual seeded strawberry jam in it now. And the Killer Custard is just, we've upped the vanilla slightly, a little bit more cream, then a little bit more vanilla. And now there's an extra custard concentrate in it, which is, I think, why it's got so high in the Easter click now.
And you left out the fucking raisins.
Yes. Mate, I wish you could have seen me when I was watching that review. I was sat there, I was like watching it on the computer, and when you said that, I was hurting my sides. I was on the side of the chair crying.
It's a passionate point. I feel that cakes are quite often wasted by fucking raisins.
Yeah.
What's wrong with raisins?
Everything's wrong with raisins. If I want to eat a fucking cake, if I want to eat a cake, I want to eat a cake. I don't want fruit in it. Don't put fruit in cakes. Not in my cakes.
I'm with you there, Pod.
Jam flavours, jams, that's fine. Just don't put raisins in it. Nothing worse than a sticky toffee pudding wasted by a raisin.
Hiya, John. Take it easy, mate. And hi, Jude.
Hi, John. Hi, Jude.
My number 1 fan.
John.
Did I see someone put in that Liverpool drew 0-0 today?
Yeah. They did.
Must have sleeping.
They drew 0-0 at Old Trafford.
I'll take that.
So, Chris, do you think you would ever make one-shots with the flavours that you've got? With the one-shot concentrates, or? I've
already been asked. It's a yes and a no, because there's people out there that if you get the concentrate for it, companies-wise, it's what they start using it to do.
I suppose.
Like at the minute, the recipes are protected. So, I mean, people have come in all the time and said, we've cloned your custard, I've took one taste of it and gone, you haven't.
Andy, don't write it off just yet. I'm sure we'll get you on as a +1 somewhere. So don't be panicking just yet, dude.
See, the press passes with Expo, I was going to chance my arm for one. Do they get you on the Friday?
Yes. Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
My missus is due to give birth on the Saturday. So...
Your timing is impeccable.
Oh, God.
And believe it or not, she actually came to me and said, are you going this year? And I was like, I can't go, you're going to be possibly in labour. She's like, I'll be fine. I'm probably not going to go into labour on that day. And I was like, are you sure?
Hey, Dragon.
Hey, Welsh Dragon.
Hi, Dragon.
Hey, mate, okay. I'm just ordering Emily nuggets. Uber Eats, it's dangerous. McDonald's deliver.
Wow.
Oh, God.
My nearest McDonald's is a 40-minute drive away.
How much do they charge for delivery?
£3.50.
Ouch.
Yeah. Well, it's McDonald's to your house, so it's kind of worth it.
Aye, absolutely.
I love McDonald's nuggets.
Michelle got in Edinburgh. They've got a new delivery service.
Deliveroo.
We did get the picture. Where did I put the picture?
I know, mozzarella sticks as well. They're already in the basket.
Don't forget the dip.
No. The only thing with Uber Eats is it's like a lottery draw if you'll get someone who can speak English and find the address. They're all foreign guys. And the other week they turned up and I bought one of them new Grand Big Macs. And it was Grand Big Mac with bacon and Coke because they just tipped the whole drink all over it.
Oh my God.
Like, I think he must have been in the car and the bag was just, like, all over the place.
Oh, did you see that? That's just teasing me so much.
That's in a pizza box?
That's a pizza box full of sweeties. Yeah.
Delivery.
Yeah, Michelle got that delivered.
If we're going to do that live thing tonight, we've got one round here because Posty got one last week with Becca. I might order one of them for tonight.
What, a big sweetie box?
Yeah. Because what I'm going to do, because of that's another thing people were messaging about, saying you've got Tony's equipment now, and it was left to me. I've got a stream deck, like what Vic's got, so I can set up the stream later, so that I can just press a button and we can play games or just normal on the show. But when I switch the scenes, the camera will go from full to like Twitch.
Awesome.
Because when we play that game on the Switch, it's just funny.
There was, at the very, very start, Chris, hope you don't mind me saying this, but at the very, very start, there was a lot of people out there that said that you and Em just got together because of, and Em's got together because you were a reviewer and this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 all that shit that people like to spout out about everything. But if anybody ever watches their live shows together and actually sees them together in person, because Bunny and I met you and Em's in the shop before you got together, and the chemistry was there to start with. The absolute chemistry, and then he's on live stream. Your chemistry of how good you are together, shows over, and that.
Oh, she's perfect. She is literally the best one I've ever been with.
Yeah, it just happened. Things happen. You meet people.
Yeah, dude, you're well batting above your average there. You do realise that?
Oh yeah, every single day. You've only got to look at what she can do. I mean, people say, "Oh, well, yeah, you've got your own business and stuff like that." Yeah, Emily's a scientist. Like, the stuff she comes out with, I'm like, English?
The stuff she did in the Bitches show, I watched it on Catch Up, actually, when she was doing the kind of sciencey bit. That's brilliant. I like that.
Well, when she did that, I mean, I was putting in chat, and Joe, my best mate, was messaging me going, "Oh, calm down, will you?" It's weird, because when she does things like that, and when she's passionate about things, and it's something that I do, it makes her more attractive.
And I think that's what the community needs a wee bit, because that's what we were talking about earlier, is this kind of fear of vaping, and if you've got somebody that can give you the evidence base to why it's safe to do, then absolutely.
See what I mean?
Oh, Ems, I love you. And yes, Andy, we did pick up on it.
Yeah.
There's the age-old question, Chris, have you ordered that lab coat yet?
No. I do want to, but I think she'll kill me.
But UK Andy, Bunny and I noticed it at the shop, because we went on the Thursday before Expo. We went up to Chris's shop, and the two of them, Chris was there before, and then Ems came in afterwards, and just the banter from the two of them was it was storm crazy.
She's got the ability to, she can just make me laugh out of nothing. She's hilarious. But it's the thing for me, I like the way, because one thing that we've actually spoke about it is, I don't want people to look at Emily as a sort of thing to me, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like, oh, if we get in with Em, you get your. I want her. She's her own person. She's got her own Instagram thing. She's got the science knowledge to back her up. I mean, I think it was Lille. We were at Lille, and she went to IVG when they weren't breaking all the laws that they were breaking, and she said to them, "Oh, I'm a biochemist," and they just turned around and went, "What do you mean, Chance? I'm a biochemist. I've got my degree and everything." And they said, "Do you want a job?" There and then, she is going to go on to some big things. The stuff that girl knows, honestly, she's a genius. You only got to look at when she went for where she works now.
Nice one, Michelle.
Yeah, where she works now, the first thing he said to her in an interview is, "Why do you want to work here? You're more than overqualified," because she's got like straight A's and A levels and the degree, and she's got the highest qualification degree you can get from university.
Wow.
Because even at the ICOS stand, obviously, when she goes to the expo, she had all her corset and stuff on. She was doing all like a promo thing and stuff. And they were talking, and they were bringing all these big words out to try and blind her with science. And she just come back out with something else. And he went, "Oh, I forgot to say, what do you do for a living, by the way?" She went, "Oh, well, I do my promo, but I'm also a fully qualified biochemist." And he went, "Oh, shit."
Yeah, there's more than just a corset.
And then he went, "I think we'll wrap that up now anyway, I've got an appointment to get to." No, she's a genius, and she's gorgeous, and she knows she is, so... Yeah, I love her to bits. But, no, she's definitely her own person.
Oh, she certainly is.
That she is.
Hence why we didn't hesitate to get her on the bitches.
True baps.
Well, there is that as well, but, yeah.
Don't piss her off. She's the smallest ball of rage I've ever seen in my life. Oh, God. And the thing is, you can't argue with her, because she uses words I don't know what they mean. She brings out these big words, and I go, well, I don't know what that means. I can't have a comeback.
And then,
Yeah.
just for you,
Oh my god.
Have you seen what IVG are doing on Twitter just now as well, though? With the they've got a giveaway up, but to enter the giveaway, you have to vote for their flavour in the Vapor Round Awards.
Get the fuck.
That's
that's against the rules.
Yep.
I'll get
you'll
them removed.
I'll read it out here. Giveaway part 2, your second chance to get your hands on 3 bottles of IVG bubblegum. To enter, vote for bubblegum by IVG under Juice of the Year category by clicking this link below and tag 3 friends.
No.
We did
So-
have Swish. We had Swish on from IVG.
Yeah, but that was before all the
yeah,
crap.
and we were meant to have him back on again, and I did actually get a message from him saying when's he coming back onto Vape Lounge.
And I don't dispute their flavours if they're good or whatever,
They're
but
not.
it's
They're
just,
not.
The flavours are just full of chemicals.
I haven't tried them, but certainly that is just not how you do a fucking giveaway. That it's basically cheating. It's
IVG have got one good flavour in my opinion in Summer Blaze, but I won't vape it anymore out of principle.
Well, at the first expo I went to, it's funny in that I got
the
offered the
Ultra
full
one?
IVG range for review. Now, bear in mind, I was just a new reviewer at this stage. I've been doing.
Yeah, you were only doing written reviews at
I
that
was doing
point.
written reviews at the time. They offered me the full range to do a written review on, and I refused it because by the time I went down the line, I had such chemical aftertones in my mouth. I was just like, no.
I'm
No.
tempted to enter that giveaway and just tag Golden Casket 3 times.
Chris, could you do a wee favour for John Nash? Just say hi, Jude, for him.
What?
Jude
Say
is,
hi to Jude.
Jude
Hi,
is John,
Jude.
John Nash's grandson.
John Nash's grandson, and he actually gets off him on the reviewers. He really loves it when reviewers.
He loves it when we all say hello to him. Hi, Jude. Mwah.
No, it's IVG. I mean, you've only got to look at the latest flavours. Who the fuck comes out with a bubblegum custard?
I think they're sponsoring the trade show, though, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I've got a VIP invite to the Vape Around Awards on the Friday night, and they're going to be there. But I was surprised again. I'm up for Reviewer of the Year with the likes of Grim and stuff. I was like, yeah, okay, that's going to happen.
Why not?
It won't.
Exactly.
Not Vape Around.
You never know. You didn't think anyone would want a hat?
The thing about it is, the likes of Grim and all those big reviewers have sort of got to the point now where they're, yes, the name's out there and everything else, but it's the likes of yourself and Vic and Mark and Dino that are coming through and are not coming through at a walking pace anymore. You guys are actually starting to pick up speed and get talked about out there. Maybe it's because he's made a couple of controversial videos and whatever else added into the mix of the reviews coming out. But the likes of Vic, he gets his office robbed.
Yeah.
It takes a week and a half off from doing the reviews. He's still knocked out. He said he was taking a week and a half off, but he still got a review out because he had stuff at the house. And he still bounces back and does more and everything else. Yeah, I know it's his business now, but he still pumps the stuff out. The reviews coming out from the bigger guys aren't getting aren't, to me, don't come onto my radar as much as yours.
No.
As yours, And your reviews, everybody talks about.
I'll be perfectly honest here as well. The likes of yourself, Chris, Mark, Dean, Vic, you guys are actually approachable. You seen what it was like whenever Bogan was at Expo May last year. You couldn't get near him. There were so many people, crowding around him, wanting their pound of flesh, whereas, and I'm sure, no disrespect to, the big names like Bogan and Grim and all those guys, I'm sure there's probably, they think to themselves, I can't be arsed with this. They distance themselves from certain people, whereas, yourself and Vic and the likes, you just wouldn't think twice of having a conversation with somebody and saying, fuck it, come on, we'll go for a pint. You're totally approachable. People can relate to that. I think
Well, that's the reason I go to the expos.
Appreciate, because you take the time to speak to your subscribers. A lot of the big name reviewers don't. They basically just wave at you and walk on.
But I would more trust a review from Chris, Vic, Mark, Dean over the likes of Grim and everybody else, because these guys, they give the honest opinion. You don't know what sort of money has changed hands, because likes of Grim and look at Rip, for heaven's sake.
He's not a reviewer, he's a promoter.
His video should come as seizure warnings.
And Jay Hayes. The amount of money that's probably changing hands for them to do reviews, because they'll have absolutely every single bit of kits probably ever made been given to them for review. So for their reviews to come out and everything else, there's probably money changing hands, which is why I would trust something from something smaller. And even the likes of, like Sean, someone new coming through, who's going to be giving an honest opinion of something coming out.
Yeah. No, it's there's a couple of different things. I mean, it's come up a lot. People have asked me a lot and stuff. The only money that ever exchanges hands in terms for reviews is Fast Tracks. And the only person who've done it so far is Segelli. When they sent, just when you go back to the channel, there's like 3 Segelli videos, one after the other. And some of them weren't even out yet. So they said, but at first, nowadays, what's starting to happen, and it is wrong, is when a company gets in touch now, before they even ask you about the review, it's how much is this review going to cost us? You can't pay for a review, otherwise it's not a review.
No. I've had that as well. I've actually had 2 companies ask me how much is it going to cost them for me to do a review. And I'm like, hang on a minute, I've got 200, at that stage I had 200 odd subscribers. And I was like, nothing.
See, I've got the shop and everything to back the things up and stuff. And hopefully when everything starts taking back off again, because the takeover is done now, I can get someone back in. Because it's one of them, I've unintentionally not backed myself into a corner as such, but when I left the shop the first time to focus on the reviewing, people won't go in if I'm not there. And it's a bit like, I need to move away to do this. I'm still doing certain days, but obviously now I'm back full time. But with the review side of things, Expo for me, as much as Friday is, because with what I'm at now with the numbers and stuff, Friday is a lot of thanking companies for sending stuff in, seeing what's news coming out, just having a general chat with the company. But the main reason I go is the subscribers, because that's the only place that they will be physically able to come over to you in person, and obviously other shows, but Expo being the biggest. And I mean, even when I was back at just a couple of thousand, I remember it's still one of the things I always mention. I was talking to Nasty Juice about stocking the juice in the shop and about the reviews, and some guy was just standing to the side of me doing the whole like they always do, and like pointing and that. So I turned around and went, you okay? And he goes, mate, I love your channel. I went, give me 2 secs to Nasty Juice, put that form on a pile or something, give me 2 minutes. Turned around, had a 15-20 minute conversation, took all the photo and everything. I went, you good? Cool. Then back to the business, because it's because of that person and all the others that I'm now doing what I'm doing with that company. So, and that's the whole thing that got me pissed off with the whole biker situation, was he's got that many, and for him to sit in an area that he knows that the general public can't go into and do the whole go away with his hand thing, why even did you even sit down and record videos? Because you don't want to speak to the people who are watching them. You don't care what they think. You don't care about the fact that they enjoy what you do. And I've said, the minute I become like that, I'm closing my channel down.
Like 100% say Chris is approachable, from seeing him at 3 different expos, seen him in Birmingham twice, and also at the Manchester Expo. No matter where it took Chris about half an hour to walk 200 yards across Manchester. Not a big expo, not that many people there, but half an hour to walk 200 yards. And when Chris disappeared, you could walk around the whole expo in half an hour. Chris disappeared for about 3 hours, but that's because every 2 minutes somebody was probably stopping him and talking to him.
But I met Chris and Mark at Expo, and Mark himself, he was like more kind of taken about. Mark was like almost nervous talking to us. Like he said himself, he doesn't get used to this kind of people coming up to him and and speaking to him.
Because more, it doesn't appear that way on camera. Mark is actually
he's so confident,
a very shy, very nervous person, and believe me, that confidence that he portrays on a Thursday night, it's all a front.
But I think it's paying off as well, because if you look at the likes of Vic and then compare him to Vaping Biker's been sitting about 70 odd K for however long now. Vic is really getting up there.
Biker's an asshole. I'm sorry. I'm just putting that out there. Biker is an asshole. He actually, at the May Expo last year, I was stood at the Dove Post stand. I couldn't get any closer to the stand, and he still managed to hit me with his mobility scooter and then tell me to get out of his way.
Fucking hell.
It's like I think we were talking about it. I mean, I put it in chat before I jumped on. I started making videos with the whole comedy aspect because that's just me. I didn't. Oh, the numbers have grown, and it blew my mind to even get the numbers back that I used to have on the old channel before this one, for the old shop, and now to be nearly getting to 13,000. It's amazing to see, but I'm not making the videos for like what some people do, like for the fame and things like that, because it's just happening in on its own. I'm just making videos. I haven't changed. I don't think I've probably got worse than anything with the way they're coming out, but when people come over and say like either we love what you do, thanks for the review, or I bought this because of your video, then people are like overwhelmed because you're actually in front of them. But when they walk away, it's like, I know what happens with me. I sort of take a step back and go, that guy just came over and thanked me for the video and loves what I do, and I'm just a normal guy. It means more to us that the fact that people are coming over, because I mentioned on the UK Vape show, all we see is that bar uploading, and then it's up. We don't know where it goes, or the people. I'd love to be able to have some kind of like camera set up that just pops to someone that when your video goes live and see what the reaction is to some of the stupid stuff you're saying.
Yeah.
The only way I saw you change, Chris.
Like,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say I remember the first time I ever saw Chris on like any of these like live streaming platforms. The very first show you did with Kelvin on VUKN, 2.5 years ago?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that first night that you done that show with Kelvin, I remember thinking to myself, yeah, that boy's going to go far, because I've been subscribed to you since that night. Because I remember thinking to myself, because you and Kelvin bantered off each other, and the crack was like, it was a great show, and you had me in absolute stitches, and I thought to myself, yeah, this boy's going to go far.
That's a good idea. Emma's just said that. Maybe if people recorded themselves watching them, I could put them at the end of the reviews.
That would have been good for the video last week.
But I was going to say, Chris, the only way that I saw you change over the 2 years I've watched you is you've become more confident in your funniness. You're like to me, you're like watching a comedian. Like the only way I can sort of relate to, because I've seen him before he became famous, was Bradley Walsh. You were saying things, but you weren't maybe quite believing how funny you were. But as the 2 years have grown, you've actually got to the stage now where you're probably not even having to think about being funny. You just naturally are doing it.
It's crazy, because some people have said to me, that's one thing a lot of them message and say is, where the hell do you get this stuff from? I couldn't tell you. It's not even like I think of it. It just comes out.
It's all energy drinks.
Yeah.
It's just all pure energy drinks.
If you go back and watch one of your videos from 2 years ago, you can actually see yourself thinking about what you're going to say. But now you're just becoming more natural. You just going blah. And to me, that's always a good thing. That's never a bad thing. It's a good thing that you're just being yourself, and you're being more yourself now. Maybe it's because you have better camera setups and everything else, but it is the confidence coming through. Gives you the confidence when you think, yeah, this guy is telling me this is good, so it is good. And just to drop back into one thing that Bill's put into the chat, Bill, I'm sure I can speak for Bonnie and Chris here and now Michelle. None of us would say your coils were good if they weren't good.
Yeah.
You're damn right they wouldn't. If I don't like something, I'm very vocal
whether I
about
got that coil for free or whether I paid for it, if it's good, I will say it's good. If it's crap, I will say it's crap and I wouldn't use it.
I've got Bill's coils in my favourite RDA of all time.
Case in point, Roy, Spook Juice.
Yeah. Spook Juice. Bonnie gave me a juice that I reviewed it. In fact, Bonnie bought it, but she gave it to me, and it was the most vile juice I've ever tasted. Chris, you think your piss juice you tried and everything else that alien?
I've heard of Spook.
Spook Juice lemon tart is just like vaping Jeff.
It's cat piss with a bit of vinegar on top, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the thing is, as well, if you put a review out and it's bullshit, you're saying something's good and it isn't. There's so many reviewers and the community is so quick to call bullshit on you. You don't get away with it.
Yeah.
No, of course you don't.
You just don't get away with it.
People will call you out for anything these days.
Aye.
I like the fact now that when I make a video, because I get a lot of emails and obviously in comments and stuff like that, but the emails lately is there was a guy who only just subscribed to the channel, and he said it was your first video. I watched it. I wasn't too sure on your opinion, so I bought it anyway. He said, I'm just dropping you an email to say that every point that you said was bad about it, you nailed 100%, and I'm sorry I bought it. So he now believes what I say is to be the truth. And, you know, obviously with reviews, it's that one person's opinion. Some person might like the thing that you don't. So obviously it's like juice, it's subjective and stuff, but it's just lovely when people come over and say, I bought this mod because of the way you explained it to me. And it wasn't like, there's a lot of reviewers that are just, this is the mod, there's the I'm a little bit sort of all over the place, I know I am, but it keeps people watching. I look at my average watch time and it's like up and along. It's the people stay engaged. I think they just to see what I'm going to come out with, but it's nice the fact that it comes so natural now and people stay engaged and watch the whole review. So
and Andy, I've not tried Volt, but are you forgetting the French fries and tomato ketchup?
That was at that expo with that stand next to us that had all the different flavours, and you could mix in the chips and the fried onions and the chili and the
tomato ketchup.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they were so foul. The French fries one was just god awful.
It's probably why you should watch more than one review as well, though, because everything is so subjective. So it's always best to have an opinion to maybe one or two people before you do buy anything. Because
to be honest, when it comes to juice reviews, I don't watch them because not everybody has the same sort of palate as me. The only one I would have made a point of watching would have been Vic, because Vic and me have very similar tastes, apart from the fact that he loves his tobaccos. But that's much of a muchness. But when it comes to like fruit flavours or custards or something like that, Vic and me like the same sort of thing. So if Vic says it's good, I know I like it. If he says it's crap, I just avoid it.
Well,
Hey, Steve.
Even to look back now, I mean, hi Steve. So to look back at when I very first started, I've said it in the past to him, and Vic always goes, "Oh, shut up." When I first started, it was Grim and Vic were my main inspirations. They were like idols to look up to. And now when people say, "How the hell did you get to do a show with Vic?" I don't know. It just sort of happened, and me and Vic, it's nice to class him as a friend now. I can personal message him whenever time I need to, and he's there. But it's crazy, like the show we do on a Thursday. When people believe it, when we say Vic puts that link into our group chat at 8:20, and we go live at 8:30. There's no scripting, there's nothing planned. It's just go, and it works. It's a year in, and it's still the same.
Yep, that show of yours is just.
But it's growing and growing.
It makes my Thursday night.
Whenever it first started, you were lucky to hit the 200, and now you're getting 7 hitting 800.
I can't wait till we do this whole thing with the bus. People already know what's going on now because they've seen it around, but we are doing a bus tour.
Yes, that's right, Dragon. The chips and tomato sauce. I don't
know what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a vape shop or 2 vape shops a week for a couple of months or something because I work with all the other guys and stuff. I think it's going to be a Friday. We turn up at a shop and all 4 of us, if we can be, and on it, and then the Saturday. And it might be a couple of weeks in between till the next one, but.
And Chris, I messaged Vape around to try and get the bus to come to Northern Ireland.
What did they say?
They put it as a very massive, big possibility. They're looking at how to get the bus across here.
Is there anything you can get
on the boat?
No,
get Ryan in the boat.
It's a double decker.
I put it in the top.
So, but yes, they are looking into bringing this. This was just before. It was everything that came out about your names being on the front of the bus and everything else, because they put a thing up on Instagram about where to take the bus next. So I contacted them about Northern Ireland because if they came here, they could hit all the big shops in 1 or 2 days. The likes of Rude Boy, Titanic, the E6 shop, NI. They could do, and that's not even going that far out of Belfast. If you stayed in Belfast city centre, you're getting all the big shops. So it'll be some, because whenever Riot Squad came across to Rude Boy, they had, I think it was 2,500-3,000 people.
Oof. See, we can't have the bus at my shop because there's nowhere for it to park.
Across the road.
They wouldn't go in the side street, though. It blocked the entire side street off. They need to have somewhere where it can park.
What about the Asda car park that's just along the road from yours, Chris? would they be able to maybe set up a wee corner in there? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
we'd
not-
have to go down.
It's within range, but it's not too far away from your shop.
Yeah. I don't know.
People are still going to go, aren't they?
You know, the Asda's just up the road. So.
Right. No.
Because he wanted to do Poggy's shop, because Poggy's shop's not far from where Em lives in Leicester.
Brilliant.
But I think Poggy's shop's on a hill like that, so I don't know if it's going to stay parked.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we'll sort something out. It's crazy to think that Vape Round want to put us four on a bus and let us go to a shop. It's
how are you
crazy.
how are you going to feel? I know you've already walked into the expo and you've had your big mug up on the screen, but how are you going to feel walking into the expo and seeing a big double-decker bus with your name blazoned on the front of it?
Well, I think because obviously there's a couple of people, there's still the old shop that I used to work for that's still saying all sorts of things. Hi Mo. But
Hey, Mo.
Hey, Mo.
I didn't know about that screen when I walked in. I didn't know Fantasy had done that.
Yeah, your face when you saw that was beautiful.
It was the funniest thing with that was the promo models, because they haven't got a clue. They just paid to stand there, aren't they?
Yeah.
I stood there and looked up, and one of the girls went, that's you, and then the other one clicked, and they all started doing that, and then they just gave me. So I was like, I don't want it all, but they just kept giving me things. But no, with this expo, with the whole relationship with Vape Around now, I think you're going to see logos before you even walk in, because they'll have the distro banners outside with my logo on them, and then you walk in and. They've said there's going to be a vape tube one with mine next to them on the Vape Around one, and then there'll be the bus. Then there's the juice stand. It's going to be crazy.
Just rename the expo this year the Empire Expo.
Do you know what? It was an idea that sort of came about.
I'm betting Chris is going to do that whole celebrity thing and turn up in the private helicopter or step out of the big limousine with the blinds ripping off him and I'm a celebrity, darlings. Don't you know who I am? Move it. He's just going
I'll
to
probably
comment
be hiding in the corner because of all the people that will be like, what's that doing there? It's just that it's another thing because.
That didn't sound too healthy. It sounded like somebody's chair was about to collapse from under it.
It's me.
Yeah, please don't do a Kelvin.
It's got a big arse on it, so.
Yeah, don't do a Kelvin. Kelvin was doing a TBC show one night, and he's on screen as you are now, and the next thing he just vanished. His chair just went out from below him. Oh my God, we were in bits laughing at that one. That was hilariously funny, wasn't it? Yeah.
Chris, you see VH's comment?
Yeah, that was a while ago.
What about Anfield? The only thing. Yeah, all right.
Stay safe.
Until they lift the Premier League at the end of the season, there. Yeah.
Ooh.
That ship still hasn't docked yet.
It's looking good.
No, don't start going on about docking. You'll get Mark in here being.
That's dogging.
No, docking.
No,
that's dogging, Mark.
No, docking.
I haven't watched Adam's review yet to see
you really don't want to know.
Did Adam do? I haven't watched it, but did he do the whole thing with the dicks? 1 out of 5 dicks on his review. He said he was going to do.
I don't know if he did or not.
No, I don't think so.
He needs to do it.
Oh, okay, that.
Right, so that sounds like your food has arrived, Chris, has it?
Yeah.
So that's a good time to call it quits then for this evening.
Yeah, because we've gone by an extra hour and a half today.
Christ, 6.
Yeah.
Time flies in when you're having fun.
It does, doesn't it?
So we'll start off with our original guest. Sean, any final words?
I don't have any inspirational messages, but don't smoke, use these, and I will see you later. I don't have any of this kind of Chris Lethal kind of nice inspirational Jeremy Guile stuff. I'm more simple than that. Or Jerry Springer even.
Mr. Empire?
Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't got anything either. I love Lethals though. We are the masters of our own destiny. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Thank you to Roy and of course Bunny for allowing me to jump in on this show again. But yeah, shameless plug. I'm going live again at 9 with them, so there'll either be some kind of argument happening.
Throw the link in there for Chris's channel that we can watch him on.
There we go.
YouTube at 9.
If you aren't subscribed to him already, folks, get subscribed and don't miss out on it. Hit the wee bell to remind you.
Yeah, and Mo just said as well, don't forget the 24-hour charity stream next Saturday.
I know, right, Mo? It's that fucking time already.
Chris,
Mo.
have you got
I'm so looking forward to that.
Like a
promotional
picture made yet?
Yeah, I'll post it to the group in a minute or the Facebook or something.
And I'll get it out to the Vape Lounge NI as well.
Yeah, we'll get it spammed onto the pictures page
and get as much interest as possible drummed up into it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, yeah, thanks for letting me come on, and I will see you all soon.
No problem. Take it easy, Chris. Bunny?
Yeah, thanks very much, everybody, for joining us this afternoon. You guys in chat are the reason why we do this every week. Whether you want us to or not, we're going to do it. Okay? Pud and Chris, thank you both very, very much for coming on. It's always a pleasure having you here, and you are both welcome anytime.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's much appreciated, guys.
Yeah, not a problem. And Roy, as ever, thanks for hosting, as usual, and all being well. We will see you maybe slightly comatose a little bit later in time slot next week, but we will have a show next week, but it will be a little bit later because we're accommodating Chris's live stream, so we may not go live probably till about 4. So
exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll definitely see you all next week anyway.
Thank you to everybody in chat for joining us, and thank you to Sam from Switch My Wicks, Sean from Good Puffs, Chris from Empire Vape Company.
Yes,
and
if you haven't already, get over and subscribe to Pod, please.
I missed my shameless plug opportunity. I
to
forgot.
Pod and also to Switch My Wicks as well. And Chris needs to be on subscriber as well because he's struggling badly as Vic.
Yeah.
But see you all. Don't forget, Friday night, 8 o'clock,
forget.
over on Twitch is the Bitches of Eastwick.
And also, don't forget, give Roy a wee sub as well. We'll have to try and get his numbers up a wee bit too. You see that? He plugs everybody else and forgets to plug himself. And Mo's got a hangover. Oh dear.
Ooh.
Oh, a lot of tequila. But folks, and don't forget, so that's next weekend's all lined out for you. Friday night you've got the Bitches. Saturday night you've got the 24-hour live stream from Empire, and then you've got us again after that.
On Sunday, yes.
So take it easy.
Adios, amigo.
Bye.
But don't be saying it, Bonnie.
What, pish flabs?
No.
What? Ashy baps?
No, vinegar tits.
Oh, vinegar tits, right. Okay, well, Darren was shouting Pishy Willy there. Is that allowed?
No.
See, Rebecca, lizard lickers.
Oh,
the lizard lickers massive. Yes, Andy, balls and bow tie. Love you, Michelle.
And whatever you do not mention Vic's scrotum.